Good boy. Hey, what are you doing? Cam Nuggets? Okay, we're watching this thing, too. Why are you on top of his wife? You move this guy. Tú, cabrón. Un tiguerazo. Oíste. Tú te haces el chivo loco, pero tú eres un tigre.
Hello, Mr. Julian.
Miss Gigi. This is Gigi Hadid, supermodel.
Bro, get the it's nasty. Bro. All right, bro, watch out, bro. That's it. No, nah, bro. Nah, that's it. Nah, bro, that's it.
So the Rizbot is going to be suing iShowSpeed, or at least the company behind the Rizbot, Social Robotics, as they are seeking $1 million in damages after a stream in which iShowSpeed would have this robot on the platform and he would bully it, do his typical content where he messes around, does silly content, and I guess he would end up damaging this robot. So if you don't know what the Rizbot is, it is a humanoid robot that was created to essentially make content. It has a bunch of phrases and memes, soundboards, and it basically walks around towns and talks to people, roasts people, and overall just makes funny content, which is what led to them collabing with people like Jimmy Fallon and iShowSpeed.
Hey, before you go, Rizbot, can you give the audience a compliment? Be nice.
I got this, Jimmy.
What people know is they eat.
Right to it, yeah.
Bro, get the it's nasty. Bro. All right, bro, watch out, bro. That's it. No, nah, bro. Nah, that's it. Nah, bro, that's it.
So the Rizbot is going to be suing iShowSpeed, or at least the company behind the Rizbot, Social Robotics, as they are seeking $1 million in damages after a stream in which iShowSpeed would have this robot on bully it, do his typical content where he messes around, does silly content, and I guess he would end up damaging this robot. The Rizbot it is a humanoid robot that was created to essentially make content. It has a bunch of phrases and memes, soundboards, and it basically walks around towns and talks to people, roasts people, and overall just makes funny content, which is what led to them collabing with people like Jimmy Fallon and iShowSpeed.
Hi, Tucker. Over here, just, you know what I mean? Checking out this lawsuit iShowSpeed's gotten himself into.
Hey, before you go, Rizbot, can you give the audience a compliment? Be nice.
I got this, Jimmy. Dear humans in the audience, I'm not even being Delulu. Your collective Riz is off the charts. No cap. You got that dog in you.
And yeah, I'll just stop it right there. It's cringy. It's kind of funny, right? Like where it walks around and says memes, like it does that funny little
What if it kills you accidentally? Of course. I guess there's only one way to find out, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have
that
to
dog
put ourselves
laugh,
in
and it does
danger.
a bunch of other fart noises and things like that, which are kind of silly given the context. But once it starts trying to like be like, yo, what's up, my Rizzler? What's up, my homie G? Like, you're just like, okay, all right, cut it out. You're getting a little corny for me. Either way, yeah, they ended up teaming up and collaborating with iShowSpeed in this viral clip.
Bro, get the it's nasty. Bro, stop talking. Stop.
Legend, what are you doing?
I swear, bro, this robot about to die. I swear to God, bro, like this about to be your last time on this earth. I'm not playing with you, bro. Say sorry. For real, say sorry.
Emotional damage.
Who, bro? Hey, who are you? Who are you, bro?
I am your father.
This really respond.
Yeah, he be tripping for real, yo.
Yo, this is he's acting like he keep laughing like he's funny and
Guess what?
what?
Guess what? Guess what? I'm gay!
Wow.
I'll be back.
Bro, get this. Bro, get.
Got him!
Get.
If you get stuck on the melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope. They make it.
Get your ugly ass off my. You stupid. All right, bro, watch out. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yep, that's it. That's it. Yup. That's it. Yup. No,
Yeah, he's
no.
definitely
No, that's it. No, bro, that's it. No, that's it. He think I'm playing, bro. He think I'm playing, Rudy. Nah, see, look, and he's still laughing. He think I'm playing. Cool, man. He think I'm. He think I'm playing. Wait, look, he's still talking, Rudy.
Now, I had to blur some of that clip, not because he's beating up a robot. It's literally an object, right? Like, I don't think that YouTube would be angry at me for blurring someone punching a robot. But he was like kind of air humping it. And I don't know if YouTube would be like a kind of, it's kind of inappropriate. And YouTube doesn't like when you show that kind of stuff. Either way, that was the clip that ended up resulting in this lawsuit that was filed back in November of 2025. It recently has begun appearing all over my Twitter feed and whatnot, especially from people like No Jumper. Lawsuit accuses influencer iShowSpeed of damaging Rizbot during streamed meetup in Austin, saying that the social media influencer Darren Jason Watkins Jr.
How about now, Carol Harris? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Watch it, Legend. You're my way.
Also known as iShowSpeed or Speed, Mixed Management, and Amos Ward are being sued by the developer of Rizbot, Social Robotics LLC, for damages. The suit is accusing Speed of being intentionally physical with Rizbot, and as we can see by that footage, he was indeed very physical with the robot. We all know this is kind of like his content style where he just overreacts. He puts on a character, he puts on a performance. And again, this is coming from a month ago at this point, but this is one of those examples where he kind of goes overboard. And as we can see, he ended up damaging this robot. He pushed it onto the bed and then it fell onto the floor. And I'm going to guess that is where the damage came in. And you even had this other guy come up and like break it up. I'm not sure if that guy's with the company of the robot or he's like one of iShowSpeed's friend and he was breaking it up because he was starting to air hump it. It actually found this post on Spectrum News that says Rizbot developer sues influencer iShowSpeed over alleged damage, and I'm pretty sure that's the exact same security guard. So I'm going to assume that this guy works with the creator of this robot to essentially provide it private security because of course it is $1 million robot. Now this article continues saying the suit filed in Travis County on Monday alleged the destruction happened on September 16th after Speed arranged for the robot to appear on his live stream in Austin. The accusations referenced Speed acting angry and agitated after the interaction and claimed the robot was intentionally assaulted. until broken. And we did witness that, right? Like, it's not really allegations at that point when we saw the video of him doing all those things to the robot. The only thing I guess they'll have to prove is that the damage caused to the robot was directly from IShowSpeed, because there are plenty of videos of this robot like falling over, being hit by things, running into things. But I guess the whole point of the lawsuit will be to personally prove that that specific stream was when the robot reached a point where it could no longer be used, which honestly might be a little difficult because the Rizbot official over on TikTok, their actual page with 1.8 million followers, shows that as of 10/16, October 16th, the robot was still in working condition. Like, as you can see, it's still walking around, it's still running around as of the 15th, running in the 14th, the 12th, it's still walking around talking to people, the 11th, it's running around talking, right? So every single day, this robot's still running around since the 15th, apparently, where it reached the point where it's been damaged to the point it can't be used. Again, going to be a little interesting. Maybe these are just old videos being re-uploaded, or maybe they have multiple versions of this robot. Honestly, that would make a lot of sense. Like, if it's their main profit bringer, these little robot guys, I'm sure once he made one, he can just make a couple more to kind of keep them on loop. Maybe you got to put one on the charger one day. You can bust out a Robo Boy 2.0. Who knows? Now, the lawsuit is accusing Speed of punching the robot in the face twice, putting it in a chokehold, and a series of other assaults. Additionally, he was intentionally physical with Rizbot and kept up the roughhousing the suit alleges. Again, we all saw it in the video, so that's going to be a little hard for Speed to argue against. These actions caused irreparable damage to Rizbot, resulting in a total loss according to the lawsuit. That point is interesting because I just showed you all those TikToks where it looks to be fine in working order, unless of course those are old videos. Furthermore, the extent of Rizbot's damages caused cancellations for future appearances, including a co-host opportunity with Mr. Beast, another social media influencer, and appearing on the NFL Today Show on CBS. This is no doubt a monumental setback for the Rizbot in terms of viral momentum and financial gain from the exposure. Being in a Mr. Beast production is akin to being in a Super Bowl commercial, the lawsuit says. So from what I'm understanding, basically, is in the time it possibly took for them to repair Rizbot, that was when they weren't able to appear with Mr. Beast or on the NFL Today Show. So they are suing IShowSpeed based on the damages that caused that type of like calendar conflict. And this is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting to the point where we are now dealing with AI robots and civil rights. We're going to have AI unions pretty soon, right? We have robots arguing that, I got hurt, I got injured, so I had to be out of work for quite some time. I want workers' comp, essentially. Obviously, you shouldn't destroy people's property, even if it is an AI robot. I do think that Speed should pay them for the damages. I just think it's kind of interesting that they're able to essentially try to sue him for work, right? It's like if I got in a fight with someone, right, and they couldn't go work, they can probably try to sue me and say like, hey,
what it do, Jonas Black? What it do, homie? I see you working.
yeah, I couldn't work for this long, so that's why I'm going to be suing you for damages, blah, blah, blah. Or, you damaged my car. I got in a car accident. I couldn't get to work for this long, so I'm also going to try to sue you for that.
My brother, salute.
But with a robot who happens to be a content creator, I don't know. It's weird. It definitely does make.
Well, to me, I see the problem. I see the problem being that what it do, my boy Jonas Black, yo. Shouts to all my streamers out there, yo. That's my connect right there to the other side of the earth. That's my connect to the other side of the earth, chat. You already know my boy Jonas Black. Shouts to Intune Perspective. Shouts to Bushlight. Shouts to all my local 52 peoples. You already see the vibes. But yeah, what I understand why they suing IShowSpeed, because IShowSpeed fucking delayed the process. Now, nobody anticipated that you're going to rent the fucking robot and beat it up. Like, that's not what you rent the fucking robot for. But that's what IShowSpeed did. So that's I see why they're like, yo, chill, you wildin', bro. Now Mr. Beast wanted to rent the fucking robot and he can't. We in the building, watch you. I got you. Like, nah, with me. Let's go. Shouts to the whole family. You already see the vibes. We are live, chat. We live. You already see what we doing. We active. Let's see what else we got on that calendar. Right now we've been streaming for like 5 hours, chat. So if you've been rocking with us on Twitch, we just jumped on YouTube. But if you've been rocking with us on Twitch, go to Twitch, the Cheat Challenge. We deep over there. We're like 30 people deep over there. So come pop off over there. And let's see what we got here. Diddy, that's right. Diddy and Fiddy been going at it. Let's see what was going on with that. We need the most recent news on that. 10 hours ago. This is Velvet Buzz. I don't know who Velvet Buzz is. Those AI YouTubers that have been coming around where they got fake pages and they probably, who knows, maybe they're made by the people who are trying to clean up their name. Yellow Beezy loses it after the new footage of him killing Motor. Nah, that's clickbait. That's clickbait. It's gotta be clickbait. 50 Cent reviews everything. That's a day ago. That's old. Let's just go to the main page. That's how I'll be finding my shit. I just go to my homepage. Shouts to Jonas Black Photos, guys. Yo, go subscribe to the chat. Go subscribe to him. You already see the vibes. Family is in the house. Yes, sir. 50 Cent and Netflix. They just exposed Diddy. J-Lo's medical diagnosis is finally out. This secret what? Secret ends Diddy. Yeah, I feel like that's regurgitated fucking bullshit. Shouts to my boy, it's a wobbler, and be a young boy don't have hits. Glasses Malone. Who is Glasses Malone? Using waves. This is what I've been fucking with, chat. This shit is a game changer, let me tell you. He is a psycho. Logan Paul brutally exposed in court. And who's this? Cavos? I haven't heard of you. Let's go back to the top. Let's go check this out.
At first, I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know.
But the money, chat, the money make you think different.
He had a sex tape on J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez has multiple things.
We knew then that there was a nice tape out there on J-Lo.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
His father done things to him that he should be in jail for.
And I can tell the video was graphic in nature.
Can't tell you about the first time I met him, the real truth. Can't speak on it, you know.
Some stories gotta be untold.
We need to have a serious conversation about Jennifer Lopez. For years, we've been sold this image of perfection, the glowing skin, the perfect body, the ageless beauty. But insiders are now claiming that behind the scenes, J-Lo has been hiding a permanent, painful secret for decades. We aren't just talking about a bad breakup.
No. This has got to be fake. 182 subscribers. This is so new. This has got to be fake. I want my like back.
Sex tape anymore. We are talking about a
let's debunk it, but
medical condition that she allegedly contracted from Diddy in the late 90s. Something you can't get rid of. Something that stays with you forever.
Thank you so much.
If you've ever looked at Ben Affleck's miserable face during their marriage and wondered, what does he know that we don't? This is it. Reports are surfacing that the tapes being shopped around Hollywood right now don't just show compromising acts, they confirm a health crisis that has been kept buried by million-dollar NDAs. The lawyers are admitting these tapes are real, they are being sold, and they are about to expose why the most famous women in the world are suddenly terrified. If you thought you knew the story, you haven't heard the half of it. The forever gift and the Bennifer split. Let's get real for a second. We've all known or dated that one guy, the charming, flashy, toxic boyfriend who leaves a path of destruction behind him. For J-Lo, Diddy wasn't just a boyfriend. He was reportedly a hazard to her health.
Wow.
The rumor that has circulated in the industry for years, which is now gaining traction again, is that Diddy allegedly passed a permanent STD to Jennifer Lopez during their relationship. We're talking about the kind of condition that requires medication for the rest of your life. Think about the psychological toll that takes on a woman who is branded as a goddess. Now fast forward to her marriage with Ben Affleck. Why did Ben look so drained? Why did he run for the hills so fast? The speculation is that the reemergence of these old tapes brought all of J-Lo's past trauma and her secrets back to the surface. It's believed that Ben didn't just leave because of personality differences. He left because the media storm that is about to hit regarding her past with Diddy is going to be to survive. She's not just fighting.
Damn, Trevor, they had to go with the whole disease thing. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, let's see. Who, I feel like this is just a whole bunch of like fake news. Like, let's go find something else. I don't even want to entertain that bullshit. Oh, Mr. Beast episode 2 days ago, I show speed almost ruined my video. Hey, go. You know what it is? Every time I watch a Mr. Beast video, I get flagged, so I don't even like to cover his videos no more. Stop, legend. 6ix9ine coin jail incident. Fans are shocked. Gossip Bush. I don't know where to find these guys. Flagrant 10 hours ago. Oh, but that's a whole hour. Diddy's worst life in prison. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get flagged for watching Flagrant. New footage about David and Celeste leaks. Fans can't believe this. Kai Cenat secretly kicked Tota from the Clover Boys. This we gotta watch.
This $49 portable heater.
Because I do know that Tota was wilding. So I haven't seen Tota in a while. And he got robbed. That's grounds of getting kicked out of his fucking team.
Often even more crazy stuff's going on. So I'm hearing all types of stuff like Kai done kicked Tota and had Clover Boys drop him and all type of stuff. I don't know what's going on. I ain't know it got this bad. So we finna see what's happening right now. If this just a clickbait title, like we finna see what's going on. Cause yeah, this is crazy. Like last I heard, he was the victim in something that happened, and now it seems like a lot of aggressive stuff is going on right now. So yeah, let's jump into it and see what's going on.
False allegations. It's just per our
Me, I here. I'm going hot dog. Me staying here.
I understand that.
My friend is walking in here and me. I'm LeBron James my clothes. I eat. Yeah.
This clip might just prove something that people been guessing for months. Tota might not be Clover Boy anymore. I'm not talking about a beef or a content strategy. I'm talking about Kai Cenat quietly kicking Tota out the Clover Boys and not letting everyone know or saying it out loud. Now let me just show you the full clip because the second half makes everything much more clear.
Making any false allegations. It's just per our higher.
Me, I here. I'm going hot dog. Me staying here. My friend is walking in here and me. I'm LeBron James my clothes. I eat. Because Tyloo is no real nigga, bro. I speak Tyloo is no real nigga because I have helping. Tyloo no helping me. Tyloo fake Clover Boy, bro. Fake Clover Boy. Tyloo you bitch, bro. You no real nigga, Tyloo.
Dang, yo. I wasn't expecting that. Look like it might be a little bit more than a title. He say he a B. Dang. What the heck going on? Okay.
Hey boy, Tyloo, you bitch, bro. You no real nigga, Tyloo. What's your fun, bro? What's your fun, bro? It's no fun, bro. Stop that bullshit, bro. You no real nigga, bro. I speak, you no real nigga.
What did he do to him?
You no real nigga, bro. No, I don't give a fuck, Tati. Stay.
What?
Me speak in here. What's up, Tyloo? Help me, bro, please. I don't give a fuck. You know real nigga, bro. You know.
Oh, Tyloo right there. So it might still be clickbait. Tyloo right here, he's saying it to his face. It must be a situation where he literally into it with Tyloo, and stuff like that gets said all the time. But let's see if he actually clarifies right here that he's not with them no more or something.
Real nigga, bro.
Look at Tota's energy in this clip. This isn't about being mad or being left behind. This is someone who just realized that the ones he claimed to be his friends aren't really his friends. He said Talil was acting like fuck Tota and just kept it pushing. He was literally calling for him and got ignored. Now, if you're actually Clover Boy, if you're really in my crew, that's not gonna happen. You don't leave your Clover brother behind with cops outside the Lakers arena while you just walk away and keep it pushing. That's not how real crews work. But here's what makes this clip different from other streamer drama. Tota's not even mad like they're gonna fix it later on. He's venting like somebody who knows the truth but hasn't just said it out loud. That LeBron James is my cousin meme that everyone's making fun of, that's actual panic coming from Tota. That's a creator in survival mode who just realized he doesn't have the backup that he thought he did. This moment matters because it's proof, not of beef, but of where he really stands with the Clover Boys. And just know this.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like 100% if Kai was there, regardless of the state of anything going on, Kai would have stepped in if he saw that happening. So I don't know if Tylil peeped what was happening about it, because even when Tylil was trying to get in somewhere and they wouldn't let him in, Kai came through and brought the little girl that was with him in, like, straight there. Like, so I feel like Kai would have probably moved differently in this situation, but it is kind of crazy if Tylil just left him there with the cops and he needed help. And yeah, like that was the situation. That's kind of crazy. That's weird. That is very weird. I will say that. Why you leaving your mans there in that type of situation?
This clip isn't random. It's part of a pattern that's been building for months. You got the Spark magazine that Talil just dropped.
He sent this motherfucker. Let's hear it.
This shit is so racist, bro. Like, just, yo, don't do my dog Ray like that, bro. Holding the dragon head, man. This shit racist, Ty. That's fucked up, man. And the spider shorts riding up, like, this shit's racist, bro.
Drake?
That is
you know that was 5:28 in the morning? I'm laying down with my girl. I'm thinking this shit fake.
How the fuck they put Ray with holding on to a dragon? Oh, gee.
Literally #1 issue of the first streamer content creator magazine. The cover literally says featuring the Clover Boys, and who's on the cover? Talil, Reggie, Rakai, Punga, Ray. Notice who's missing? Tota. And this isn't because he was missing. This is the official Clover Boy magazine debut. The moment where the crew shows the world who they are. And Tota's not there, that's not an accident. And then when the Clover Boys launched the new Clover House.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Tota's not on the wall.
Low key, he's not painted on the wall either. Like, and I know he the newest there. He got to earn his spot and stuff, but it is something crazy going on that they not telling people for real. I will say that, because it's not adding up the fact that he not at no event, he not at nowhere. But it is.
And when they finish the streamer, the Mafia-thon, everybody got a custom gift except for Tota. Tota got a watch.
Also crazy because we heard Kai tell him to go with the Clover Boys, and he basically he declined. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Hello. We got top 5 Clover. Definitely. Desiree, you heard me. Desiree. We got your man Dezz right here. Then we got my man Tata. Then we got Baby Glitch. Then we got Ray. First of all, Baby Glitch, right there. Then we got me. Baby Glitch, right here. And then we got Reggie. Let's do it. So Baby Glitch. This is a prominent fact on how people could AI some shit and lie, because that ain't your teeth. Lord. Oh no, that ass. They made his teeth so straight. That ain't true. That's fake news, bro. That's a fake news. That's
And Tota is not on that wall. They played him. They played him. Now I see why he was in New York. It all makes sense. I don't think they robbed this chain. I think he gave that shit away.
You forgot the biggest stud in the world. My nigga. Right now, the fact that it says this so I support single mothers. We do. Like what the hell? Now your bottom lip, like a nigga could just like flick your lip.
Yo, Dezz was violated.
Where was Tota? Streaming with Neon, one of Casanet's biggest ops, on the day that the crew, Clover Boys, are launching their biggest project yet.
That could seem like some get back. That's some get back if you look.
I just said that. I just finished covering that. I just said that, champ. That's why he was in New York. He was in New York with Neon. That's who he was in New York with. Neon.
Looking at it in that lens, that dude look like some get back. Of all days he could be streaming, he's streaming with him on that day.
I'm from Pakistan and India.
Pakistan, India?
India, yeah.
India?
Yeah.
Are you India?
Yeah.
Bro, India is crazy because I look in TikTok, India, people's food in... Bro, it's very crazy, bro. I never eat in India, bro. Never, bro. I look in TikTok, bro. It's very, very crazy, bro.
They do literally be stepping in food and all type of stuff over there. I ain't gonna lie. I done seen what he talking about, bro. That's wild.
Picking you, bro.
He's right. I've seen motherfuckers scooping shit out of burning oil with their bare hands. Like, nah, God. I don't care if that's burning oil. Not with your bare hands.
I never ate in India. You look at people's India? It's...
No! They do that everywhere, bro. There's a good part of India with nice hotels, nice cars.
Everywhere. I've never seen that anywhere else. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. He said they do that everywhere. It's crazy. Nah, that's I'm pretty sure that's some India stuff. Pretty sure that's quite unique to them.
It's... Bro, I'm looking TikTok, bro. I know cat, bro.
Nah, it's cool. I bet.
I know cat.
Let's get the.
And since that day, we've probably seen Tota at the Clover House one time.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With pre-made templates for all genres.
No. He trying ours next, bro.
That's true. You don't gotta hate your always in.
That's why I came here with
And he's also not in any of the Clover.
Let me see. Hold on. What was the team distribution there? I gotta see the team distribution. I need a closer look. Okay, you got Dezz. Come on now. Look, that team. That nigga too young to be cooking. He's Asian. They not like that. I'm sorry. No. Stop it. Dezz was the only hope for that meal. Like, of course it wasn't gonna be good. Like, he was the only hope. I'm sorry.
Always in.
And he's also not in any of the Clover House content. You see, there were rumors about Tota and an underage girlfriend. Nobody in the Clover Boys said anything about it publicly. No defense, no statement, nothing at all. But right after those rumors, that's when the distance started. But it's how you kick somebody out your crew in the streaming industry. There's no big announcement, there's no public beef, no explanation at all. You just stop showing up in the content. You stop getting invited to the house. And when you get left outside with cops in the Lakers arena, nobody comes get you. But here's what people don't get about these streaming crews. There's always level. There's the core crew, there's people who just hang around the crew, and most of the time the viewers can't really tell the difference until a moment like this happens. The real Clover Boys, the one who are actually in the crew and not just in the videos, are the 6 that were on the magazine cover. Rakai, Talil, Reggie, Dezz, Punga, and Ray. These are the guys who get the Clover House access, who are in the group decisions, who show up in every major Clover project. This is Casanet inner circle.
And they're the ones that get profits. Whenever there's money to split, they get gifts.
You have the people who hang around. They appear in content, they're nearby, they get linked with the brand, but they're not actually in the room when decisions are being made. They're around the crew, not in the crew. And Tota, based on every proof that we have so far, he's someone who hung around and thought he was the core. But we definitely know he was announced as a Clover Boy, and he was moving towards that core status. But something happened that definitely changed that. Either way, this moment, this clip shows where reality really hit him. Because here's the thing, when you guys are really boys, and you guys are all in the crew, you're not gonna leave your mans behind with the cops. You're
not leaving your mans behind with the cops no matter what, bro. Like, you don't even have to be a YouTube crew or any of that. Like, you're not doing that with just anybody you care about. Like that's weird. That's weird energy.
Ignore your mans when they calling out for help, and they definitely don't cut you off a magazine if they say you're a part of the group. Real crews, real group means things get bad, then we show up. But when you just hang around and you're just content friends, when things go bad, everyone wants just to protect themselves. And I'm not even trying to throw shade at Talil. From a business aspect, you made the smart move. Why risk your own situation for someone who might not actually be your responsibility? But that thought process only makes sense if Tota was never really in the crew to begin with. But this connects to something bigger than just Tota.
Nah, they brought him to this country. They responsible for him. So moving like that is crazy. I don't care. Like, I don't care what the situation is behind the scenes or none of that, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, nah, you don't do that to nobody. Like, that's not valid no matter what the situation is. Like, I don't care if Tota was.
That is a different situation, chat. They did bring him from Brazil to the United States to then cut him off while he's here. Thank God that he's famous.
Was the worst dude in the world. You send him home, make sure he get there safely, then you leave him. Like you leave him where he at. Like you don't sit here, bring him to your area, bring him to your country, all that, and then you just on his own. Like, nah, it's your responsibility to make sure he all right. And at the point where he done turned down that opportunity or that, you know, that safe travel back home or something like that, then he's on his own. But then you shouldn't be there with him in the first place. So yeah, it's like the fact that he was right there, that's kind of crazy.
And the Clover Boys. This is about how the streaming culture created a whole business around fake friendships. Every major streaming crew sells the idea of brotherhood. We're family, we'll ride together, we'll do anything for each other. That's the main appeal, right? Because viewers want to believe in real friendships. They want to see loyalty happen in real time. But the reality is, most of these relationships are business relationships that just look like friendships. And that's fine until moments like this show the gap, until someone gets left behind with the cops, until someone's not on the magazine cover, until the controversy hits and nobody defends you publicly. And that's when the viewers actually see between what they perform and what's actually real.
The best example is Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross. At the beginning, we thought they was tight and they were friends. We ain't never seen Aiden Ross on the Kai Cenat stream ever again.
Real. What Kai Cenat might have done here, if he really did kick out Tota from the Clover Boys, is just quietly remove him from his crew. No drama, no public statement, no beef content, just quietly removing someone from the roster without saying anything. And honestly, that might be the smartest play, because if you make it public, you're just creating unnecessary drama. But if you let the proof just speak for itself, most people won't even notice until it's already done. The Clover House absence, the magazine cover, the neon stream, it all tells the same story. Tota's not Clover Boy anymore, if he ever was. So if you enjoy deep dives like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Enjoy.
Yeah, check out my man's channel. His name Gabe Official. Gabe Official, he always dropping heat like this, man. But yeah, there we have it, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. It's definitely not looking like he's a Clover Boy at this point in time. But let me know your thoughts. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe.
Yep, guys, follow Gabe Official, follow Vel. You see right here, and I'll definitely follow him. You already see I smashed the like button. Show love. As you can see, Tota got kicked out of the Clover House from the Clover Boys with no warning. So that just stop. No. Go eat your chicken. That situation is extremely disturbing. What that situation?
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining.
You
can take any sample you find and flip it.
The BTB Dezz allegations are insane, but after seeing everything, I do think that this situation in particular is just a huge misunderstanding. However, Dezz may not be as innocent as he claims, and due to the virality of this incident, an older allegation has resurfaced, and after looking into that, it appears that that one may hold weight. But I'ma quit yapping. There's so much to cover today. Y'all already know I'm the hood Socrates, and let's start. Comment for the algorithm. Okay, so the allegations start when a streamer named The Stock Guy decided to recount an experience he had at the Streamer Awards. Now I want to start by saying I don't think bro is clout chasing. This is an older white gentleman who streams stocks. His demographic is very disconnected from the black experience, from black culture, blase blase. So I think going into everything, let's be mindful of that. And I also want to make it abundantly clear, I'm not doing this to defend Dezz. I'm just trying to take an unbiased approach to some allegations, especially when I feel like the way they're approaching this allegation is setting a precedent for black people as a whole, but I digress. With that being said, there are more allegations against Dezz that seriously need a closer inspection, but that's for later in the video. Let's start with the stock guy.
So I'm in the middle, right? And I see them down there, and I hear the guy take the mic about, if you're gonna tell a joke, at least make it funny. I didn't even get the joke or whatever. And then we went to an intermission. I go down, you know, I go down to the bathroom. As I walk in the bathroom, I hear somebody come in and go, "Yo, that bitch, man, that bitch, I'll fucking toss that. Well, I'll knock her teeth out. How's she gonna suck dick with no teeth, man? That the she thinks she." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he started saying something about, I don't want to repeat it, about some things that are assault-wise that he's gonna do. And I was thinking to myself, dude, this guy really. I thought it was a bit. And this dude's in the bathroom talking about he's gonna straight up beat the shit out of her and do some horrible things to her. And I was coming out of the bathroom and I was like, "Yo, man, are you okay? Like, you good?" And he looked like this, and his friend goes, "Ah, man, he's just from New York." And then they both left. And I was like normally it's none of my business, and I don't get involved in it. But I'm thinking to myself, do I need to talk to somebody? Like, is this dude like just doing that? And then I realized we're also at a Streamer Awards and his boys are around. So I'm like, I gotta keep an eye on this shit. Like, he'll probably cool down through the night. But this dude really lost his shit. Like, I thought it was a bit. But then in the bathroom, this dude's straight up talking about how he wants to like beat her up, like break her teeth in, and then like, you know, obviously saying some, like, talking about beating the shit, like actually physically beating her, and then moved on to like actual SA shit. And I'm like, dude, this dude is like taking it too far.
So I did speed up the clip because I wanted you guys to hear most of what he was saying. And there were a few things that stood out to me, notably the "he's from New York" comment and just the vague way he talked about SA. This is why I said before that there's just a difference in demographic here. These guys are two vastly different people interacting with each other. This is an older white gentleman versus a younger black man from the Bronx. I don't think he's lying, but given the difference in people, I instantly clocked that there might be some missing information here, because if you know New York niggas, they have a lot of lingo that can sound kind of threatening. They're famous for spamming "suck my dick" and stuff like that, which is why the "he's from New York" comment stood out to me. It was a quick way to convey the point that he wasn't making threats. This is just how New Yorkers tend to speak.
Now, Dezz, your only players here.
Is it true?
Come out here. Admit it. I apologize for not being.
Nah, don't fucking apologize. Nah, don't fucking apologize.
Own up to that.
Yo, Dezz.
You got shit to work on.
Yo, Dezz. Don't fucking apologize. You didn't do shit wrong. That motherfucker need to mind his business. Yeah, it's cool. He should have brought it to somebody's attention that somebody was saying something. But don't try to quote people unless you recorded it. You record it, you play it back, and then we could explain to you what was said. But if you trying to understand what he's saying, you don't know what he's saying. He probably was saying stupid shit like, "Yo, she could suck my dick. Yo, I fucking, yo, I stole on her. I suck my dick. That bitch is stupid." You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what it was. You don't know what it was. You probably don't even understand what he was saying.
I don't know what the you doing at while we put. Actually, you know, I don't know how old you is. Actually, I don't know if he pushing 30 like me. But you know what I'm saying? Grown ass man, yo. I don't know how to control my emotions.
I don't think he's pushing 30 like you. I think he's closer to my age.
Fully yet, and I'll be crashing out verbally. I shouldn't have said that shit. I apologize. Those words don't reflect this and that third. As a real nigga, that's what a real nigga would do. I ain't gonna lie. But if you truthfully didn't do it, you come out here and say that nigga's a liar. Which I don't know why that nigga would just lie about on your ass like that. I don't get why.
Hey Meta, where's the nearest dance studio?
In 500 yards, turn right.
Tortoise wins! Tortoise wins! An upset for the ages.
I think Dezz is a liability to the Kai Cenat brand because he's a crash out, and I see people trying to use his crash outs as proof of the claims that are being made against him, but those two things do not correlate. I just think it's easy to toss things on a black man who isn't emotionally stoic, and I think as a general rule of thumb, I don't want to entertain that type of rhetoric because that's what it feels like to me, and it affects black men everywhere, not just Dezz. And as a black man, nigga, I'ma say slow down to that. You feel me? So I just don't want anyone to misinterpret my perspective as a defense of Dezz. especially because I have more appalling things that he's allegedly done that hold more weight that I want to talk about, but I just have to make that clear.
And here's another one. If it was so crazy for him, why did he wait to go home to do a stream about it? It was so threatening. It was so alarming. Why did he wait to go home? How long did he sit at the awards after that? Probably another 30 minutes, an hour. Then he went outside. He did a whole bunch of politicking for an hour. Then he got in his car and he drove for like about another hour. Then he set up a stream, got something to eat because he just got home, took a shower. That's another hour. So I'm saying, if it was so alarming the way he's claiming, Mr. Stock Guy, I don't know you personally. You know, I'm not trying to start no internet beef with nobody, but me personally, if you thought within your scope of things that it was that alarming that you had to say something about it, why did you wait 5 hours to say something about it when you were already there? If something, the way you presenting it was gonna happen, right? If something was going to happen, it would have happened before you got home and turned on your laptop or your PC. It would have happened while you were there. And then what you were going to say, oh, I heard it when they were talking about it. Like, I don't understand. But he wants to say that he's saying something because he heard something, right? But if it was so alarming, why didn't you just intervene? Like, yo, what you guys talking about, man? Y'all talking some crazy shit. Because I would have went up to him and be like, yo, you young boys is talking something crazy right there. Please don't tell me y'all talking about doing what y'all think y'all doing. They would have been like, nah, chill, OG. We ain't talking like that. You wildin', right? We would have just got to the root of the matter. But no, Mr. Stock Guy sat down and enjoyed the rest of the banquet. And then he got in his car. Well, wait. He enjoyed the rest of the banquet. Then he stood for the fucking VIP and the pictures and the greet and meet. He said bye to everybody he knew. Took pictures. I'm sure he did. We could check his Instagram. I'm sure he did. We check his YouTube. I'm sure he did. And then he went home, took a bath, ate, set up his stream with a clever little thumbnail and a clever little catchy caption. And that's when he reported what he thought was so alarming. Boy, you waited a long time. If that was the case, whoever the hell's life you were trying to save would have died, bro. Like, stop it. Stop it. You were not that concerned. What you did want to do was you wanted to amplify something to set a precedent for a black man. That we have to apologize because you eavesdrop on a conversation that you should be minding your fucking business about. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know what they were saying, but they were talking about some crazy shit. Like, if it was so crazy, bro, once again, I repeat, why do you sit down and enjoy your banquet? Then go take pictures afterwards. Then drive home and prepare yourself something to eat. Then get ready for bed and create a stream right before bed with a thumbnail and a catchy subject. Like, you caught everybody's attention with your clickbait. So you obviously put thought into it. And you telling me that was all more important than when you got on the microphone, your idea was to make it seem it was so alarming what he said? Why didn't you bring it to somebody's attention at Twitch? If it was so alarming, why'd you wait to get home and do an episode on it? Because you're just looking for fucking clicks. You're a fucking click whore. And I think that whatever amount of followers you got or subscribers has gotten to your head, and you've gone from stock guy to thinking that you could police shit because that not so funny comedian made a stupid joke about Kai Cenat being Diddy, and it was not funny, and somebody called her out on it. And now when you in the bathroom, you ear hustling, and you hear the wrong shit. So when you said something about it, somebody let you know, yo, bro, he from New York. Don't worry about it. That means you don't understand what he's saying, and it's not threatening. Mind your fucking business, right? But you still didn't mind your fucking business. So me, being that I'm not their age, you know what I'm saying? I'm your age. I'm letting you know that when somebody tells you it's some New York shit, then don't go home and do an episode about it. Because if it was that important, you should have just went to Twitch security and told them what you thought you saw, right? Because if you think you saw something that's important, the fuck you gonna go home and do an episode about it? The fuck? So you see somebody ride in a car, hit somebody, you're gonna go, whoa, shit. Let me not call 911. Let me record this so I could do an episode when I get home. Like, come on, stop it. You don't make no fucking sense. Everybody probably following you in this fucking internet. Because everybody's like, yo, that shit makes sense. He went home and he outed them. So now Dezz needs, yo, Dezz, you don't need to apologize to nobody, bro. Like a little bro, I'm going to tell you, big bro, little bro, don't fucking apologize for something that motherfucker misunderstood. That's not your fault that this motherfucker ear hustling. That is not even your problem, bro. That's not your fault at all. Uh-oh. What legend? Uh-oh. Chat. I might have done something bad. Legend! Fuck, chat. I did something bad. Oh, he's talking about playing. Oh man, chat. I don't know what I did, but I did something bad, chat. I can't tell you what it is because I can't tell where the bad thing happened, but I did something bad, chat. Anyway, yo, that's all I gotta say on the fucking matter, right? That's all I gotta say. What I gotta say is, stock guy, you didn't fucking understand what the fuck they was explaining to you. Should have just took a step back and thought, bro, that shit that he said, he from New York, that's because he's trying to explain to you, you don't understand what's fucking going on. Mind your fucking business. If you felt it was so threatening, you should have went to the right authorities, not go home and make an episode about it. Just saying. Let's get back to the video.
Once you are like talking about SA, I can't respect that. Like I can't respect that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got 3 sisters and a mother. I can't respect that. You know.
See, and now everybody's following the stupid narrative. Yo, everybody stop it, bro. Stop it. He was not talking about no saying nothing, bro. Duke misunderstood some shit. He was probably saying some shit like suck my dick, whatever the fuck, some dumb shit like that.
I'm saying, once you talk about SA, I can't respect anything like that, bro. Because I would never want that to happen to my sister. I would never want that to happen to my mom.
Why can't we all just get along?
Simple as that. It's facts. But I'm just saying, I know how shit can get misinterpreted, bro. What I'm saying is, bro, I always leave room to spare because I don't want to sit here and jump on his shit.
The whole time you're wrong.
And the whole time you're wrong.
The misinterpretation thing is really at play here, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we got a New Yorker from the Bronx versus a white dude who streams stocks all day. That is the misinterpretation situation.
Thank you. And I'm from New York. So already see where he went wrong already.
Of doom. And that's even more of a reason why he probably should have spoke out sooner rather than off stream, but that's for later. Let's just...
That's what I'm saying. That nigga's completely wrong. He has no clue what the fuck he misunderstood.
Response.
Why do you call the authorities if I made them heinous threats? Like them crazy. Why do you...
There you go. There you go. Talking some sense. How this nigga go all the way home and make an episode if it was so heinous?
You call the authorities to remove me, I can remove somebody else out the awards when they jumped out there. When somebody jumped out there and did how they felt, why y'all removed them? Why did they get me removed? Because you know I didn't say that. You lying ass, grown ass man. You know I didn't.
Thank you. See, he's a grown ass man trying to get clout. Like, yo, bro, it's not cool. I'm a New York motherfucker. I'm probably your age range. Like, I'm telling you, bro, you misunderstood and your clout chasing fucking antics is pretty see-through, bro. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is, you don't know what the fuck was said, say that. But don't fucking act like, oh, some threatening shit happened. Like, if some threatening shit happened, bro, then why didn't you just go to the authorities, bro? Why'd you go home and do an episode on it?
Say that. You know I didn't say that, fam.
Dez is outright saying that he denies what the stock guy is saying and explicitly
Yeah, he don't need to apologize for some shit he ain't do.
states that he is lying. I also think he's valid to feel like the stock guy should have had him removed from the venue if he genuinely felt like what he was saying was
Chat, I just did like 15 minutes right now, but right before all of that just happened, saying the same exact shit. Like, it's just obvious shit, bro. Like, stop clout chasing, bro. If you was like so about that shit, like you was like you was so threatened by the situation, bro. You should have just carried the situation. Like, you're being a Karen right now. You're being a Karen now. You should have just been a Karen that day. On the spot.
It's concerning. So while I think that the stock guy has no reason to lie, why was his information withheld until after the show? He's friends with the person who was the recipient of the alleged threat. It doesn't make sense. SA is no laughing matter. So if the stock guy claims he heard some about SA threats or SA comments being made, I think he should have been more proactive in his response to what he heard. And because he wasn't as proactive as he could have been, I think it's valid to call his credibility into question.
I think he's saying that if it was the cops on the threats, whatever, not all the threats are like actionable or problem enough to have the authorities involved. Sometimes you could just be a problematic person and you make a problematic comment without nobody calling the cops.
That don't make no sense.
If somebody starts saying the weirdest shit at the event, somebody can say the wildest shit about somebody else, like they're gonna do this and that, nobody's gonna call the cops.
I'm including this XQC clip because I think he's being kind of dumb. Obviously,
how does that make any sense? Somebody, let's dissect what he said for a second, chat, because it doesn't make any sense. But let's make sense out of it.
About somebody else, like they're gonna do this and that, nobody's gonna call the cops.
Let's see what he said.
Like, if somebody starts saying the weirdest shit at the event, somebody can say the wildest shit about somebody else, like they're gonna do this and that, nobody's gonna call the cops.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. Nobody's saying that somebody said some weird shit. Stock guy here said that he said he was gonna essay somebody and beat the shit out of them. That sounds like a threat. That doesn't sound like weird stuff. That sounds like scary stuff. So why didn't he go to the cops? Why didn't he go to security at least?
I'm including this XQC clip because I think he's being kind of dumb. Obviously, I do agree to an extent that not all threats are actionable.
XQC, you are just an ignorant motherfucker, bro. If you don't understand what this means, you're just ignorant. Because he said he was worried because he heard the guy say he was going to beat her up and essay her. That's not weird talk. Those are threatening things that if you go to a police officer, the person will be arrested for. So what do you mean?
But dude, Dez also made the case that if it was something bad, why wasn't he removed? We're talking about SA here, especially in a venue where there's clearly security and there's rules that the
exactly there's security there, man. Like, why didn't you just go to security?
Participants must follow or else they can be removed. I think in this scenario, XQC is being kind of dismissive, especially when Dez didn't speak about getting law enforcement involved. He also referenced someone else getting thrown out. So it's like, come on, that's a pretty valid point. From what I've seen, XQC never commented on that. And like I said, I do feel like this is in line with the rhetoric I was speaking about. If a black man isn't emotionally stoic, it's just easy to dismiss him. And this is beyond Dez, okay? I understand that his response isn't the best, but I don't think that we should just, kind of turn our brains off and say, but this nigga's angry, so whatever the stock guy said is right. That's not smart, that's not critical thinking, and that's not what I want to do.
I never threatened to hit nobody.
See, he's talking about violence. This is not weird talking. Somebody says something weird in an event that you can't call the cops. Well, if it's violence, can you call the cops? Then why didn't he?
A woman, I never said none of that. First of all, nigga said, toss her around.
See, there you go. There you go. Violence.
Toss. The only toss I know is when we in the street at the churches, we toss back at niggas. Like, my niggas, my niggas toss.
Nah, he would not even know. Not even you. You're giving him too much credit if you're actually thinking that he got that from what you were saying.
That niggas. I was in the bathroom and I say, gang, she was dick riding my man Castanet.
There you go. Dick riding. That's probably what he thought was like, oh, that's sexual.
she sucked Kai dick.
See? No, that's sexual.
And I said verbatim to Ralphie. I said, bro, she sucked Kai dick with teeth. Bad bitches don't use teeth.
There you go. See what I'm saying? The motherfucker was trying to interpret what he heard. And what you heard is not what was said. What was said needs to be asked, not told or reiterated. And definitely never assumed. Don't ever assume.
When they giving the sloppy toppy. The reason why I'm describing it like that, because you jumped out there and cracked a joke. Even if you read it off some shit, you should know, don't allow yourself to do something like that, because it's not a game. So that means you were specifically on what you're saying. You're specifically trying to tear somebody's character down.
Not only did Dezz deny threatening to put his hands on Fan, the way he expressed his version of events is also kind of in line with what I was saying earlier. He felt some way because of the Diddy joke. And this is the same thing with Tylil. Makes sense for a nigga to defend his mans. This then made him angry, and so he goes to the bathroom and he said that Fan was on Kai's dick. Every nigga knows what that means. You dick riding. RDC made a whole video about it. Stop dick riding. That's all he was saying. He got angry and said that Fan was on Kai's ass dick. And what I'm presuming is that the stock guy, this got mistranslated into some type of...
You know what I think? Stock guy's fucking Fan. Or stock guy's trying to fuck Fan. That's why he did this.
A violent threat, because from his perspective, this angry black dude mad in the bathroom and he's talking about Fan being on Kyson ass dick. But assuming what Dezz is saying is true, he's basically the way that his homeboy got a Diddy joke thrown at him and he felt like Fan was on Kai's dick. And he said this loudly enough to where the stock guy heard it and he misinterpreted it. Am I missing something?
I feel like he probably could have took in a sense like, oh, she could go suck it, you know what I'm saying, like that. And he could have gone like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, brother, when a nigga throw the Frank, he could take it as an, oh, nah, he's talking about SAN.
That's why he did. If it is him, he did come in and just like address it on something, bro. I said this, that, and the third. I can see how him in the stall hearing that out of context, he think I meant this, that, third. If that's the case, though, if that's
like, bro,
the case. So for him to misinterpret it on some SA shit, it's probably like that bitch just suck my dick. You suck my dick. You suck my man's dick. Fuck all that, like some shit like that. Like
because the nigga implied he said
he did say as.
Like,
so you think there's a good chance, yeah, he was crashing out, but the things he was saying with the crash out can be misinterpreted as some sexual shit because the way you hear niggas talk sometimes?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
So I'm gonna go over co-producer. It can listen to the music that you have, and it's gonna find samples that fit the music. Do you think it would be cool each person?
I can see that.
100%. Bro, niggas be thinking New York niggas is gay. Yo, you jack me, bro?
Okay, so stop.
Imagine if I went to the stock guy and said, yo, you jacking me? Yo, the nigga would think, like, I'm talking about jerking my shit.
I think Silky put it best. I don't think that anyone is right or wrong, but the jacking lingo is the prime example. I'm not from New York. None of my friends are from New York, but we all be cracking up hearing some of their lingo. To them, it's normal, but to outsiders, niggas be like, what did they say? And as crazy as it is to, I guess, put this hypothetical out there, imagine if someone pushed up on the stock guy and was like, I'm jacking you. He'd probably be flustered and say, I don't swing that way. A white guy not understanding Bronx lingo seems pretty reasonable. It seems like something that could happen, if I'm being honest.
About some things that are assault-wise that he's gonna do. And I'm thinking to myself,
why did he gonna do that? Why did he say he was gonna do to her? Why didn't he just say it? Why you? He was gonna do that. Why you? Because you lying. You speaking fast. You fast talking coward ass comment. You are a liar.
and I was coming out of the bathroom and I was like, you okay? Are you good?
Cat!
Why?
I never saw you.
Okay, so something's not adding up here. Dezz is claiming he never seen the stock guy, which I find weird, and it makes me wonder who exactly was with Dezz in the bathroom, because they could confirm or deny this. But also, Dezz had a point about the vagueness of the essay statement, which I think that's also kind of weird too. In the original video, the stock guy never actually elaborates on the essay comment that he heard. I think that does hurt his credibility a little bit, because if you're gonna make a claim that wild, we need to know what exactly makes you think it's essay.
You really had a problem where you really felt a way
about that shit, the nigga would have said it during the award show. The nigga would have said it, and it makes no sense for the nigga to say it after.
I do agree with what Silky is saying here. If the stock guy thought he heard something concerning, he should have spoken up sooner. There's not enough discussion on that. If you're hearing someone making essay threats, you speak up. Maybe the stock guy was unsure, and maybe he had doubts about what was being said, but still, you made the claim, you need to speak up. But I think those doubts stem from the very fact that when you have two people from two different parts of the world interacting, something gets lost in translation. And that's probably what happened in this scenario. That's probably why he spoke up after. So in my opinion, this whole streamer award situation with the stock guy was most likely a misunderstanding that got taken too far. New York lingo is infamous for being kind of brash, a little weird, and a little aggressive. I think maybe he jumped the gun a little bit, but that doesn't even matter. Let's talk about some serious allegations that hold actual weight. Meet Toxic Barbie, a woman who claimed Dezz had forced himself on her.
Yeah, he forced himself on me. Bro, yeah, he was violent. Like, he was doing too much. Like, he was really being a thirsty, desperate individual. And I really should have just called the cops there. And the situation would have been totally different. And that's why you don't wait.
With her?
If you want to report somebody, you make that report right there and then you go to the hospital and you get that check.
No.
Word. But that's why I really don't want to like go into details because it's like really traumatizing. That's why I don't. That's why I violate him, and that's why I make awareness to this because I am that. I try to act like it didn't happen. So when it happened to me, I try to act like it didn't happen. So it's just like I try to just forget about it, and then afterwards he would try to like come back into my life. So afterwards, my friend called me one day like, "Oh, come to the studio." And then Dezz was there, and then he tried to talk to me on the phone, and then I just like I started cursing him out, and then I hung up. I was like, bro, I don't fuck with you. Like,
now, since this clip was posted, people have been quick to call her a liar, and honestly, even I questioned the validity of her claims. But till this day, she has maintained this allegation and is active on Twitter right now, telling people about it. And after doing some research, I even found an update video of her speaking about her allegations.
hey y'all, what's up? I'm Toxic Barbie.
How
For those
she's
who don't
dressed.
know me, I just want to address a few things. Okay, so about the DTB Dezz situation, Desmond, I got a call from the detective, and they said that they don't have enough evidence to charge him and arrest Desmond. So no,
That's
I did
because
not
you
receive
didn't-
justice for him as
How
saying.
could there
There's
be
a lot of
justice
reasons
if
why
you
I
didn't
put
get
it to
arrested?
the internet. I'm not about
Just
to
looking to the side every time she says
explaining
something.
why. He deserves to get exposed. He's not a good guy.
Oh,
And
that's
God
what-
forbid he gave me
that's an
something that
opinion.
I can't get rid of, then what? And at the end of this day, I'm not ashamed nor embarrassed, nor am I a victim of a guy with a shrimpy. Do not put your hands on me without consent, period. And there's no exposing me, period. Nobody's gonna try to tell.
See that she just sounds like a hurt girlfriend. Did you hear the points that she made? She called him a shrimpy. That's demasculating him. She said something about the. She just is.
Explaining why he deserves to get exposed.
He deserves to get exposed because he's not a good person. You understand what I'm saying? So it just sounds like a person that who's bitter, who thought that she could pull off an essay case.
He's not a good guy. And God forbid he gave me something that I can't get rid of, then what? And at the end of this day, I'm not ashamed nor embarrassed, nor am I a victim
She said the end of this day, but maybe tomorrow.
of a guy with a shrimpy. Do not put your hands on me without consent, period.
Do not put your hands on me without consent.
And there's no
I don't think that's how it works.
exposing me, period. Nobody's gonna try to tell my personal business, try to throw.
Oh, see, she's trying to jump ahead of the curve. I think there's videos that she got of her probably doing some crazy shit. And now she's trying to jump ahead of the curve. And be like, nah, chill. I ain't nobody gonna expose.
Anything in my face. That's why I told my own story, period, and I went viral. So that's what's up.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? She's like, she told her own story and went viral.
Like,
Man, I'm afraid of girls like this. They're just, wow. Anything for the clout.
who gonna do what?
Hey, Meta, stop.
Anything for the clout. That's crazy. Well, Eminem got that boy doing rock and roll. It's much better for him.
Nobody.
So she says there wasn't enough evidence, but that doesn't mean that this situation didn't happen. That doesn't mean that Dezz didn't force himself on her. And on Twitter, like I said, she's been consistently speaking about it and even exposed the fact he was a deadbeat father with the DNA test, which is absolutely absurd. So not only is this guy allegedly he's also a deadbeat father based off of this DNA test. But here's her most recent response speaking about what Dezz did to her.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Toxic Barbie. I'm here to tell my story about DTV Dezz essaying me. Me and Dezz have a mutual friend named Chance. I put all the proof that I do have because this happened in 2022. I've had plenty of new Instagrams, new numbers. Dezz noticed me because Chance put my picture on a flyer to promote his party, and then he DM'd me, and then we exchanged numbers. So I was living in Jersey at the time on my mama's couch. My house flooded, so he invited me over, and he was being like really thirsty. And
how convenient! Her house flooded, so he invited her over. He was thirsty? You were more thirsty. You went over there. You don't even know the dude.
That was the red flag. Then this is the me over, and he was being like really thirsty, and that was the red flag.
He was being thirsty how? Because you seem more thirstier that you went to somebody's house because they're famous.
Then this is the weapon comes into play. I see that he has a weapon.
So what? He has a weapon? Yeah, he's a celebrity.
Just chilling watching TV, and I swear to God, he literally just got on top of me. The thing is like,
you were confused, and what were you doing at his house?
Really this big, and I didn't feel nothing but a pressure of a 200-pound man on top of me.
See, she's wilding.
Chilling watching TV, and I swear to God, he literally just got on top of me, and I was just generally so confused. The thing is like really this big, and I didn't feel nothing but a pressure of a 200-pound man on top of me.
She had time to look at it and notice how big it was. I thought she was being essayed.
Did not ask for my consent.
I'm not gonna play it all, but please go and support Shorty on TikTok. She's been very vocal.
She got 173 followers.
My consent.
I'm not gonna.
She got 73. She got 2,000 followers. Nah, man. It's just something wrong with her narrative. It don't make no sense.
Play it all. She's been very vocal about it and has not backed down on what she says, despite everyone saying she's lying. Obviously, these are still just allegations, but she even made a video a couple hours ago going to the police station to file another report.
It's a beautiful day. I just jumped out of bed and I'm on my way to go snitch.
What? Like that?
So what I'm trying to say is that I don't think Dezz necessarily did what the stock guy is saying that he did at the streamer awards. And I think that case in particular was just a misunderstanding that went too far. I also don't want to partake in any type of rhetoric that is dogpiling a black person just because it's easy to. And I dislike the precedent that sets as a black man. However, with that being said, this nigga Dezz has real allegations that are extremely concerning, that are being levied at him till this day. The conversation about the streamer awards feels kind of dumb, I guess. Like, we have a whole woman explicitly stating Dezz forced himself on her. You have this woman still talking about it till this day. You have this woman post a whole video of her going to file what I presume is a police report, and nobody is speaking about this. I haven't seen Kai speak about it either, so that's mad weird to me. I even rewrote a lot of this video so I could bring this to light, because this is apparently what the media doesn't want you to see. You have so many people trying to dismiss this girl as a liar. So with that being said, the streamer award situation, likely a misunderstanding, but don't let that distract you from the real allegations that are currently being levied towards Dezz, because from where I'm standing, I think there's a real chance he did what Toxic Barbie is claiming he did. But that's just my opinion, and that's really all I had to say. So subscribe for more unsolicited opinions. Y'all niggas be blessed. I'm gonna get up out of here. Bye bye.
Guys, go follow him. You got some updated news. Who else we got here? Oh, Rapperholics, Joe Budden, the main of War and Akademiks. Now it's over. Warned them about one guy sent it out. Oh, this is a day ago. Fucks with Rapperholics.
Heating companies get pissed when you do this, but they can't do a damn thing about it. This heater warms entire rooms in under 2 minutes.
In a world where one man shaped like a human fun-sized relish bottle feels threatened over competition in the podcast space.
Those 3 Big Macs are for me.
Big Mac and Snack Akademiks is getting juggled by Joe and manhandled by Mano. Coming to a theater near you this holiday season. Big Macs and Big Beefs.
Lobbies and Gentlegrams, the hungry henny hogging humongous gobbler of Big Macs and Drake's package has been attacking rappers podcasting, and now he's on damage control as they're blasting a hole in his henny persona. The Madonna of Marilyn Monroe host totem pole doing tricks and dances on Lobby's log doesn't like that rappers took over his job, so the henny hog is comparing himself to the Charles Schwab of podding. He claims he invented this thing, and how dare Mano and Jim Jones step in his ring, but with all the fake cries he professes and sings, he's facing the bad wrath and backlash of the weapons it brings. Every podcast going at him. Let's break it all down and get to the action, but before we step foot, I have one quick distraction. You gotta hit the like and subscribe buttons with passion.
I study
Rapaholics
for a living.
Alright, Lobbies and Gentlegrams, another day, another shenanigan from the Big Maca Snacka Diddler. Mano gave him the new nickname of Acarelish, cause he's shaped like a relish bottle. So we might keep that for this video, or we might call him Big Maca Snacka Relish. Now, Big Maca Snacka Relish, he's in a lot of trouble right now. We usually know him for picking on easy targets, mainly women, who he knows he can get away with blasting on social media, cause what are they gonna do, beat him up? It's easy targets from the perspective of there's no violent physical repercussions that could come from his work. Right?
See, I think I'm starting to think that maybe this is your aesthetic. You do the fake and then you sit in a room full of cameras and try to make a bitch crash out. You know, that's like, we're from the hood. Oh yeah, that's how you tell the bitch, come in my house, cause I can do whatever I want to. You don't have to, me and you can meet, we want to meet you outside.
I don't care what rapper got at me, bro, ever. But like, really, there's certain shit I really don't fuck with in my life, and I would never do. But like, I gotta sit here and act like I know I'm in America. I gotta sit here and just act like I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like it.
My nigga so angry right now. He would have cried. That's the type of anger.
Yo, just please. I'm telling you, I'm only pretending.
Well, he's proceeding with caution in his latest back and forth online, and that's because he knows Mano is not Lauren LaRosa. Mano is not Megan Thee Stallion. Mano is not SZA. He can't turn the disrespect up to the highest degree and not expect anything to come of it. And you could tell he's a little scared. But even if he wasn't, Mano most definitely is not scared to hold back, and he's most definitely not. Aside from just calling Akademiks a relish bottle, he also says that all the girls that Akademiks deals with call him chicken nugget.
Oh God. That is a fucked up nickname.
Because of the tiny thing he has down there.
Oh God.
Those 3
chicken nuggets
are for me.
He's saying Akademiks is insecure, he's scared of women, he spent his childhood hiding from women, and he's even bringing up the whole child with the Discord thing that happened earlier this year. It got crazy. It got crazy on both ends. Akademiks didn't hold back necessarily either, but every 5 seconds he had to warn Mano that this is just for the purpose of the podcast. He doesn't want any physical repercussions. He just wants Big Macs. And, of course, the Joe Budden podcast stepped in as well to offer their takes. This whole thing is an absolute mess, and we're going to break it all down. Now, if you guys don't know who Mano is, he's a Brooklyn native, born in 1973, so when you hear Snacka Diddler make some old jokes, it's because Mano is around 52 years old. In the early 90s, Mano was involved in a drug-related kidnapping, which led to a prison sentence of around 5 to 15 years. He ended up serving 10 years total behind bars, and that's when he actually turned to rapping. He said he started writing lyrics just out of sheer boredom, and just as a way to stay sane in prison. And then he was eventually released from prison in 2003. And once he did, he got straight to work and actually accomplished quite a bit within the industry. He founded his own independent label, Hustle Hard Entertainment, built his name through the mixtape circuit in New York, signed a deal with UMG in 2005, but they shelved his album, so he kept releasing independent mixtapes while he was attempting to get out of that deal. And then by 2008, he signed with Atlantic Records, with his Hustle Hard Entertainment label as an imprint under Atlantic. And that's when he blew up on a pretty big level for a couple years after that. I remember he had the breakout hit Hi Hater, and then the massive hit All the Above featuring T-Pain. That's one of T-Pain's best hooks, by the way. And after that, he released a couple mixtapes and albums, but his commercial success within hip-hop really came in that 2008-2009 era. Now, what many people don't know, but it'll play an important role in the story very shortly, is that in that same era where Mano was reaching the height of his mainstream success, he was actually very active vlogging on YouTube as well. He was posting consistently on YouTube 17 years ago, and he had a little web series called Up Close and Personal with Mano.
We go to BK. We go to Gates. We go to some gorilla shit, like with it. You know what I mean? I don't know why we just think we the toughest shit on earth. Being on some G shit. Look.
While the modern idea, as what we know today of a podcast, wasn't a fully formed concept back then, and neither was a vlog, you can see Mano was very early at adopting the internet to give fans a glimpse into his personal life outside of just the music. You could say he was a pioneer in this space, but maybe he didn't reach the heights that made him a force to be reckoned with at the time. As far as what we know podcasting as today, you could look no further than Joe Rogan for being the biggest podcast creator by a mile within the industry. If you want perspective on how far back Mano was actually doing this thing before podcasting ever seemed like it could be a full-fledged career, it was only about a year before Mano ever put out his first vlog on his own YouTube channel that Joe Rogan actually had the idea for his own podcast. It was in 2007 when his friend Tom Green turned his own living room into an internet broadcast studio, and he was doing a live talk show directly streamed to the internet from his living room. Fans could call in. It had the same exact dynamic as a podcast you would see today. And although Tom Green wasn't the inventor of the podcast, that came in around 2004, Tom Green laid the foundation for the structure of what we would now know as the quote-unquote podcast. Again, this is all going to play an important role in the Mano Akademiks story shortly.
Tom Green is the godfather.
To take a history lesson on this stuff as well. I mean, again, back then, everything was being broadcasted through television, right? So you had to be censored. You had to follow the guidelines.
Chat, he has the screen in the background at a computer. He has the microphone. He got the setup. He is the first original podcast, 2004.
Of whatever network you were on. It was unheard of to basically do the exact same thing as a talk show, but run it all by yourself, have fans call in, bring on whatever guests you want, talk about whatever you want, all from the comfort of your own home studio in your home. The only problem was there was no money in it way back in 2007. But it was this very show.
2007, chat. Wow. That's insane. The first podcast was 2007. It's about to be 20 years of podcasting existence. So I'm proud to be a streamer, to be honest with you. Very proud to be a streamer, chat. Very proud to be a streamer.
That struck the light bulb off in Joe Rogan's head to create what we would now know as the biggest podcast.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly what your song needs. This is co-producer, the fastest way to find
podcast in the game.
This is the craziest thing ever.
You're connected. It really is different than television.
This is way better.
It's like radio, but it's like television.
Well, not only that, there's not a corporate pressure. See,
Yeah.
the thing that f***ed up television, the thing that f***ed up entertainment in general is money. As I say, everybody has to say certain words, don't say certain words. You can't just express yourself because you're expressing yourself to someone who's selling advertising space. You just need to keep doing this. We need to figure out how you make money from this.
Yeah. Know you're into this computer thing.
And again, just keep a tab in the back of your mind that it was only about a year later that Mano started doing his own form of podcasting on his own YouTube page. As far as Snackarelish goes, we do have to give him credit where credit is due. He was a pioneer in the internet content creation space as well. While Mano was serving time behind bars, Akademiks immigrated to the United States with his mother and brother in 2001. He was in high school around the time, and he ended up going to Rutgers University in New Jersey, and that's where he would commence his DJ career. Yes, he really was a DJ before he was an internet personality and Big Mac master. He claims to have been on a lot of rap blogs and forums in the early internet days, and by the time he got to college, he was actually a DJ on the college's radio station every Saturday night. He would then start DJing parties at the college, and he would post clips of those parties onto his YouTube channel, which was started in 2012, about 4 years after Mano.
Back in the studio, another edition of Campus Invasion Radio.
He would graduate, no pun intended, from college parties and radio shows to eventually just posting his takes on different events in hip-hop directly onto his YouTube page in around mid-2013. So this is where it all really started for Akademiks. The advantage he had against radio stations and other media outlets was that he was always the first one to report whatever was happening. He even claims that he'd be working low-wage jobs, and when news would break, he would run to his car and record and edit YouTube videos on the spot just to make sure he was the first one to break the news. Charlemagne the God, who at the time already had his spot on Power 106 and had been in the broadcasting industry for a long time, mentored Akademiks early on, even appearing on Akademiks' YouTube channel in around 2013.
Before I knew you, did I always pick you back? Yeah, you did. Because that's the type of person I am.
That's crazy.
Charlemagne was also one of the first entertainers within hip-hop to start his own podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, with Andrew Schultz in 2014, long before Akademiks ever started one. But in that same year, 2014, Akademiks would start a second YouTube channel that would completely change the trajectory of his career. Not necessarily for the better. It was the war in Chirac, where he would satirize violent events that occurred within Chicago, cultivating a fan base of people who saw the comedy in the nicknames and satirization that Akademiks would bring to these incredibly dark situations. Now, for me personally, I remember seeing Akademiks heavy on YouTube around 2015 when he'd report on major events within hip-hop like the Lil Wayne and Birdman falling out, the Drake and Meek Mill beef, the rise of Young Thug. I didn't even know about the war in Chirac until Vic Mensa called out Akademiks on the Everyday Struggle show in around 2017.
You were a little bit repulsed by the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives were being affected, deaths and other type of madness happened within the music, and the music was a real life depiction of that. Like, how did you feel about it?
I wanted to... But by then, he had long retired that War in Chirac channel. He realized there was more money in, again, being the quickest one to report any major news within hip-hop on his various platforms. His Instagram page became akin to a World Star or a TMZ, where every viral clip would be posted. His YouTube became almost like a mini talk radio station where he would provide commentary on the major moments that were happening across the genre. And by 2016, he started going live on Twitch, something that was very unconventional for hip-hop broadcasters or internet personalities to do at the time. But he built up a very niche, smaller audience, live streaming every single night. Now, the reason I say Akademiks was a pioneer is because he was one of the first few commentators who wasn't tied to a brand, wasn't reporting through the traditional mediums like radio and television, but beyond that, he was approaching the internet in a different way.
Even on busy days, a little thoughtfulness goes a long way. And thanks to Healthy Choice Simply Steamers, I get a quick, satisfying
way.
Those 3 Big Macs are for me.
What I mean by that is you might have never known what Akademiks even looked like early on, but you recognize the brand because it was everywhere. You might get your news off Instagram, he was there reporting it. Same thing with Twitter. You might recognize his voice on YouTube because no one at the time was really doing those 5-minute clips where they would talk about whatever the hell was going on that particular day. So he wasn't just a news outlet, but he also wasn't just a radio or entertainment personality. He was kind of everything all in one, coupled with also being a live streamer, which again, no one was really doing at the time. But notice how I didn't mention podcaster once throughout Akademiks' entire come up, right? That's because he had no direct attachment to the rise of podcasting in the slightest. Instead, that was his Everyday Struggle co-star, Joe Budden.
Right.
Hey, I watch every thing you do. You want to talk about it?
Is Drake scared of Kendrick? Let me get my direct question.
Yes.
Remember, back in 2007, Joe Rogan was talking to Tom Green about how the concept of the podcast that he created in his living room was great. They just needed to figure out a way to make money off of it, right? Well, even by 2016, almost 10 years later, there still wasn't a clear blueprint on how to make money off of podcasting. You had to do it for the love of the vision. And that's exactly what Joe Budden did. Right now, his podcast Patreon alone is pulling in allegedly around $1 million a month in subscription revenue. But when he started the podcast in 2015, 2016, it wasn't making him any money. probably for many years that he was actually doing it, he barely made a dime. Meanwhile, with Akademiks, he was likely getting paid pretty decently from the ad revenue off of YouTube and from promotions that he would run on his Instagram for different artists. He probably wasn't even thinking about a podcast. He only created one years later, I believe in like 2019, once he was already very established in the commentary space, right? You'll see why I'm bringing that up shortly.
Spicy.
Meanwhile, you have Maino. Maino's been venturing into podcasting and radio for years at this point. He had his own podcast called the Kitchen Talk Podcast, and he was a co-host on Angela Yee's show, Way Up. But recently, he started his own podcast, and it wasn't just him. It was 4 New York artists, Maino, Jim Jones, Fabulous, and Dave East. 4 artists you could argue whose prime days rapping might be behind them, but that's actually arguably the best time to start podcasting, not just because it's a new form of income, but at this point you have so many stories, so much experience behind the scenes. You have a lot of knowledge to create a very entertaining dialogue within your show. That's exactly what we saw with Joe Budden early on. That's what we saw with Nori with Drink Champs. That's what we saw with Tank and his R&B Money podcast. That's what we saw recently with Jadakiss and Fat Joe with the Joe and Jada show, or Gillian Wallow with $1 Million Worth of Game. As you can see, it's been a common route, especially as of recent times, for rappers or artists in general to venture off into podcasting in the later stages of their career. And usually it does work out pretty successfully. All the shows I named you, those are highly successful podcasts. And it's looking like Maino, Fab, Jim Jones, and Dave East will experience similar success. Their show is already starting off having some pretty decent numbers off the rip, already making some noise, which obviously caught the attention of DJ Snacker Relish. Now, what Akademiks specifically called out about their podcast was their choice in fashion. You have to understand, when you're creating a podcast or any form of visual media, you want to pop out in a certain capacity, right? You want people to remember not just what you sound like, what you're talking about, but also what you look like. So they're wearing very colorful clothes, big jackets. They have glasses on the entire podcast. You can't see their eyes. They're dressing how a rapper would dress. And it's kind of interesting because they're meshing like old New York style with mod wear. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works for them. And you also have to remember, Jim Jones, Fabulous, these were pioneers, or at the very least, they built a big part of their brand early on when they were rapping actively, as being also known for their fashion.
It's too smooth, man. Who am I here with today?
Chapo.
Listen, my boy. I see you just down. I want to talk to me next. How much your figure? Start with the hat. How much the hat?
How much the hat?
The hat, yeah.
What I got on? Oh, $50 for the
$50 for the hat. Okay.
Harlem shit.
Okay. How much the chains? How much the chains, my boy?
This one is like 70.
70. Okay.
This one's like a buck.
A buck.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Okay.
It's like 50 for the 50 something, I believe it was. This was like a dub.
A dub, okay.
I don't know what I paid for that.
How much for the jacket? How much for the jacket?
Jim Jones with the Diplomats in the mid-early 2000s. They were always rocking something bold, flashy, baggy. They would mix the luxury brands like Louis Vuitton with streetwear like Bape. I always say that Lil Wayne's most iconic style, that came from obviously the Clips and Pharrell, but also the Diplomats, Joel Santana, Jim Jones, Cameron, etc. So they were very influential in their fashion. Same thing with Fabulous. He had those matchy-matchy outfits with the sneakers and the jerseys, also mixing in some designer with the streetwear. A lot of what you see rappers wear today could be influenced in part by Fabulous, by the Diplomats. So Akademiks, as he's watching their podcast, he starts clowning the different outfits they're all wearing.
Oh, hell no.
Are New York City gentlemen in their 40s and 50s having, I won't even call it a midlife crisis, but they're literally having like this like almost stunted development? All the 50-year-old men who were gangsters and cool dudes back in the day seem to have the most childish ideals. They're all dressing like they're YNs, acting as if they are children, and they're still playing the same childish games as if they were 14 and 15. Now, Jim Jones, who we all know, he is what we call a senior citizen. We just have to be honest. Jim Jones is someone living out a fifth childhood, and it's okay. I don't necessarily mind the drip. I just would hope he would use some Beijing, because I think the gray hair peppered around the tight jeans and muscle shirts throws me off. That's it.
Spicy.
Other than that, I actually do. I like Jim Jones not only for his music. I like the fact that Jim Jones has shown that no matter how old you are, he's always fit in shape. And even though he might need to work out the legs, he's in the gym all the time. Obviously, right? And I actually do like that, right? Now, one person I thought I wouldn't be adding to this list is Fabulous. Now, Fabulous is
This guy who doesn't go to the gym, the fat guy, is talking shit about somebody who's healthy. He got some fucking balls.
one of those guys. You know, I've always said I've listened to Fabulous music for over 10 years, and I don't know one thing about this. He got all the punchlines, for everything. But I've never thought his music was a great reflection of giving me an insight into his world, and maybe I've just listened differently than other people. But Fabulous is also one of those people that when I see him on Instagram, I kind of be like, yo, is he trying to dress like a YN too? I can't tell. Now, I like Fabulous. You know what I mean? Fabulous is always like, at a point in New York City history, he was like, to me, the coolest guy. He was always seen as like the coolest guy from New York, right? However, I just want to, let me see, how old is Fabulous? Fabulous is 48 years old. These days when I'm seeing Fabulous,
1 year older than you. What are you
you know, by the way, there's nothing wrong with trying to dress well, but at certain points, I'm like, is Fab serious? Like, I can't really tell.
Now, you know, aside from that, you can also see Akademiks is chirping them for acting like kids when they're all in their 40s and 50s. And I just find all of this ironic because not only does Akademiks get on live stream every night and act like a big henny-hogging baby, throwing toddler-like temper tantrums, but if you want to talk fashion, like I told you guys, I didn't know Akademiks early on from the War in Chirac days, but I did watch him heavily on Everyday Struggle. And one thing I always remember about that era is how tacky this man used to dress, guys. I remember being younger thinking like a big reason why guests and stuff didn't take him seriously or Joe Budden didn't take him seriously is because of the way he dressed. Like, he presented himself like the inside of a candy store. Like, all these shirts look like they're one sneeze away from being completely ripped to shreds, and the color palettes were just like all over the place. It looked like a Polly Pocket playset. The jacket never matched the shirt. The shirt always looked like it was trying too hard to match the hat. It was all a mess. So for Akademiks of all people to talk about another person's fashion choice is...
I'm going to show you how you can learn almost 90% of Spanish using a course that's
absolutely insane to me.
Those 3 Big Macs are for me.
And you also have to remember the fact that a lot of these guys, again, they were big on fashion in the mid-2000s, right? They're not just going to start wearing different stuff. I mean, everything they're wearing on this podcast is pretty consistent with the brand, with the identity they built stylistically early on. It's pretty consistent, but they didn't have too much to say about Akademiks' comments specifically on the fashion stuff. While Jim Jones, Fabulous, and Dave East decided to hold back from attacking Akademiks, Mano most definitely did not, coming up with some of the most creative nicknames I've ever heard anyone give Snack a relish. And you gotta remember again, Mano has had a pretty decent tenure in the broadcasting, radio, or podcasting space for the last decade and a half. So he knows how to roast you on the spot if he needs to. And that's exactly what he did. They couldn't even start the freaking podcast and do the intro before Mano started going off on Akademiks.
Yo, we back with another episode, man. Let's rap about it. How y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling great. Yo, Akademiks, check this out. Akademiks.
What's up?
Akademiks, I know you're not talking. 100%. I know you're not talking. You got the audacity to be speaking on niggas and is wearing? You talking about what is wearing? You talking about the proximity between what is wearing and their age? Let me explain something to you. You're a journalist and this is your opinion, so let me give you my opinion on you. I feel like you built like a dyke. I feel like you built like no, listen, 100%. Listen, I feel, let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you're built, no, listen, I feel like you're built like a jar of relish. You understand? You see, here's the thing, like this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying, since you want to speak about, young niggas, old niggas, and when you do that, you indirectly causing division between young and old niggas. Ain't no difference between young and old. Only time. It's either you a lame or you not. It's either you with it or you not. It's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about what
wearing today, let me just give you some game though. Timbs, Air Force Ones, Pelés, Avirexes, and all the things that you see people wear today. Those things was made hot in this generation here. Those are the things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s, and we made popular. So like, leave is out of that. Like you giving it your opinion, and my opinion to you is I think you built like a fucking a woman with 4 kids. Like, what are we really talking about? No. Let me talk though, because this is the problem. Talking every day we wake up, is saying shit about us, and we ain't.
Yeah.
We take the high road every time, but we got to put things in perspective, right? You got to that probably spent most of his early life afraid to really be and couldn't be in the in crowd, was insecure, couldn't take his pants off in front of women. You understand what I'm saying? So now
100%.
yeah, ashamed, right? Because listen, I know. Listen, you know, part of being a senior citizen is that you still outside. And I know the hoes. Everybody know man don't know the hoes. So I know the hoes that these DMing and all, and I know what they say about these boys. They call that boy you know what they call that boy? They call that boy chicken.
Wow.
Chicken for chicken nugget. Stop playing with me. Come on, Mike. I'm a big dick dictator. Stop playing with me. Everything I say, when I say go. Stop playing.
Holiday edition.
Stop playing. Yeah.
Oh man, a wet bag of laundry is crazy, guys. Mano's saying that the girls call him a chicken nugget. I think he's more like a blooming onion. You ever see a blooming onion? He's built like a Big Mac blooming onion. I'm gonna try to put a picture right here. Nah, but seriously, I mean, Akademiks wants to talk about, you know, different fashion choices and all that. Again, aside from him looking like he got his everyday struggle outfits from a teenager who attended Woodstock back in the 60s, he doesn't even know about the influence that Fabulous had with the jerseys back. He didn't understand that jerseys were a massive thing back then. He was shocked to hear about it. So it's no wonder that he's criticizing their fashion choices today. He doesn't understand where all this stuff even originated from and the influence that it has on fashion today.
I'm telling you, bro, in 2001, if you didn't have a jersey, first of all, a jersey was like, I don't even know, chrome hearts. Like how these young niggas go crazy over chrome hearts.
You gotta stop it. Jerseys.
This $49 portable heater is disrupting the entire heating industry, and big brands are trying their hardest to make it illegal in the US. It's so powerful.
Chrome hearts?
But anyways, guys, of course, now it's Akademiks' turn to respond to Wayno calling him.
If Akademiks doesn't remember when jerseys were popping, and he's that age, it's because he was a lame. Because I remember jerseys. I remember it was busting. Niggas had the Michelin Ness. Niggas had the fucking the starter jerseys, the Yankee jerseys. Stop playing with me. Come on, stop playing with me. Why you acting like you don't know?
A jar of relish, right? And again, this is not Saucy Santana. It's not SZA. Akademiks is aware of Mano's past, aware of the repercussions he could face if he talks crazy to Mano. So he almost had to do like actual roast. Like night one was him letting his fans know like he's concocting a response to Mano, but he wasn't going to deliver it then. He was just going to deliver the light version, the diet version of his roast. He had to see how much Hennessy he had to drink beforehand before he had the confidence to actually go up against Mano. I'm not even making a joke. This is literally what Akademiks said. But if you guys want an idea of, you know, how far Mano could potentially take it if Akademiks talk crazy to him, this is what Mano was talking about on his podcast just a couple days before he started this back and forth with Akademiks.
I gotta hold my baby mother. What? Yeah, but kill my son's mother. 100%.
All right, we're going way too far. What?
Yeah, long time ago. But what I'm saying is this.
Virality
I know.
Now we in virality.
Where that came from just now?
I'm trying to tell you,
guys, we're in virality.
It's a point you getting
Daddy issues.
All right.
Baby mama trauma. Baby mama trauma.
Baby mama trauma is a real thing.
This song is on Apple Music?
Yeah.
What's the title of that joint? You dropped that?
It's called Kill You. It's old. It's on my first
Let's
album.
play this on the exit of the show.
No, listen. My point is this though. I never had a conversation with my son about it.
So with Akademiks keeping all this in mind, he had to warn Mano before he actually went in on him, saying like, this is all for the sake of the podcast. I'm going to go in on you, but you have to promise we keep this on the microphones. We don't resort to violence if we see each other and all that. It's just hilarious how Akademiks approaches a situation like this when he knows he can't go all the way off, when he knows he doesn't have an easy target. It's funny to see the angle he takes, right? Like, he'll roast Mano and then he'll be every 5 seconds like, Mano, I love you. I want to let you know we're just joking here. It's like at this point, just drop it, right? Yeah, he called you a relish can. Let him have it and walk away, because it could only get worse from here. Akademiks knows it. He's saying he's going to need the Henny tomorrow night because tonight is just a precursor. He's like LeBron. He's dropping a light 8 points. He's not going all the way in. Just making every excuse in the book.
I'm probably not going to be as offended as y'all think. I think he getting his jokes off like I got my jokes off. I think I'm funnier. So we could keep the jokes going. But yeah, I need to be like right now. I feel like LeBron tonight. LeBron's dropped 8 points, man. Like, I'll get the dub, but the 8 points ain't gonna do it. I gotta drop 45. I gotta be out there like hooping, nigga, 45 with it. Feel me? Like right now, nah, 8 points is crazy. LeBron need to retire. Nah. I'm not dropping 8 right now. Like right now, I'm dropping like 20. I'm dropping 20 right now. But you need a 45 day. You need a 45 day to handle it. So like tomorrow's stream, I'm gonna see what mood I'm in. I'm gonna have the bottle ready, and I'm not even watching, like, I still ain't watch a full video. I want to watch it live tomorrow. And whatever that Hennessy or that, matter of fact, I'm going back to Hennessy for tomorrow. I haven't drank Hennessy in a while, but I'm going back to Hennessy for tomorrow. If the Hennessy says, man, roast these bitch ass niggas, I'm getting on their ass. That's a fact.
Those 3 Big Macs are for me.
What's going on, beautiful people? Today is that day where I officially get to
for me.
But if it says, yo, man, you got your jokes off, it's funny, just crack some jokes, whatever. So, tomorrow I'm gonna get him. Come on now. Y'all gotta keep spamming the head, nigga. I can see. And I got 30 days of content to get to, you know what I mean? Listen, one thing I'm gonna tell Jim Jones and them, I want to put this out there because, I'm glad y'all have fun in studio time, okay? And I'm glad y'all now in my realm. Now, this is my realm, okay? I'm the Jay-Z of this. Y'all niggas, I don't think y'all were collectively that good at music anyway. So y'all was, I don't know what, y'all were in music, but when y'all in that talking internet realm, this is my realm, okay? I'm the Jay-Z, the Drake, and all of that wrapped in one. So I think, there's really no rules, but I think out of courtesy, we should throw a few in the air. Now, I could take a joke. I want to let y'all know. I could take a joke. When I'm sparking y'all up, I don't want to hear nobody say they're trying to kidnap me, kill me, shoot me. Next time you see me, you're slapping me. That's all I'm going to say. Remember, this is my realm now. We fight with this thing, okay? I don't want nobody in their feelings. That's how. I want to keep it like that. So, welcome. It's all good. I like to welcome all the washed up rappers into my realm. It's all good. Like, and by the way, I talked about y'all before to welcome y'all into my realm. Okay? Because I do like to see, and there's content for everybody. And this is like no joke shit right now. This is some real shit. Y'all know I don't hate on anybody, right?
Yeah, right.
The reason why I do like seeing older rappers become podcasters, not only because music sucks right now. The reason is their audience is not my audience. And if you want the world of podcasting and broadcasting and commentary and talk radio, or well, not talk radio, but just content creation to grow, I've always told people, don't come to me hoping that I give you gangster perspectives. Go find a gangster and get that perspective from him. I'm not the person that says that my content is meant for everybody. I used to tell people, go check out Ghost if you want that perspective. Go check out this other guy if you want a perspective like this. I could only be myself. I've never compromised, and I don't try to placate or try to cosplay as someone else, all right? So I'm not I spoke about their podcast more to really obviously I think they're having a little bit of traction without me, but I'm like, yo, shit, look at these niggas, man, of course I got at their like 1990s clothing, which I could definitely take a joke back. But I haven't seen the full clip. I'm gonna react to it
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
tomorrow, but I'm just trying to tell them, I know there's no rules to this, but I need y'all to combat me with this. I don't want to hear no niggas saying, yo, we gonna be outside your studio, son. Next time I see you, you better have it on you, son. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Yo, when I seen Jim Jones, he was giving me like he was down to do 15 burpees, okay? He was giving me burpee energy, okay? He was on the same energy that he was on Jim Jones fighting in the airport. So I know, like, Jim Jones, like, yo, the whole time I'm talking to Jim Jones, this nigga's flexing his pec. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he flirting or is he, like, tough? I can't even tell. He's just, like, flexing his pec. And he always got a shirt that's one size too short. He's, like, too small. He's just flexing his pec, looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the gray beard is throwing me off because we're at the YN concert and he's just flexing his fucking pecs. One pec up, one pec down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, is this nigga just, is he doing a workout right now? I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I'm just trying to tell y'all, when act comes through, no, I'll cook Mano too. But when I come through my response, I'm gonna do the response some more. I just don't, cause Chad, you know how I get with people, right? It get to a point, cause I love the back and forth that niggas be like, yo, niggas gotta see him. He gotta come outside. And I just ran into Mano. I want no problems with Mano in the streets, but Mano is Bronny James on this goddamn microphone, okay? Like, Mano is Bronny James, nigga. I'm LeBron, Kareem, Wilt, and Jordan wrapped up in one. Trust me.
What?
Now, number one, again, like I showed you guys earlier, was online doing this same sort of content Akademiks is doing before Akademiks. He was doing this way back in 2008. Akademiks only started in around 2013. Mano never stopped being on the radio, having his own shows and all that. So for Akademiks to say it's his realm, yeah, you might be a lot bigger at this point. You might have pioneered different avenues, but again, like I showed you guys earlier in this video, Akademiks was never a podcaster. They're doing something completely different. And Akademiks kind of acknowledges that in that clip I just showed you guys, right? He's saying he has a much different audience than a Mano and Fabulous, etc. He's not appealing to what he calls the gangster crowd, which I actually disagree. I think there's just a different audience in general for what Akademiks does on the platforms he uses versus making podcasts, right? I think Mano probably has the same type of audience as a Nori or a Joe Budden. Older people who have been following hip-hop for a lot longer than Akademiks has even been in America, and they want to hear perspectives from people from their generation. It's the same thing with me, right? Like, I'm almost 28, and when I look at my stats, it shows me that a lot of you guys are between the ages of 24 to 35, around my age bracket, right? It makes sense that my thoughts, my opinions are going to align with people who have had the same experience as me, who have lived as long as me. So drop a comment on how old you guys are.
I study
Rapaholics
for a living.
And I also want to do a video eventually, drop a comment if you'd want this, just explaining the ins and outs of YouTube and how to get started if you have a passion or an interest that you want to talk about online. Because it's actually a lot easier than it looks, but there are a lot of little tips and tricks to get the ball rolling at a much faster pace than a lot of these other creators have been doing it at. Thumbnails are a huge thing, topics are a huge thing. That's a video for another day. But speaking of getting into the YouTube space, obviously, again, that's Akademiks' bread and butter, but I think he's conflated with YouTube videos, right? Akademiks most definitely pioneered the YouTube content creation that even I'm doing right now. But as far as podcasting goes, he had no role in building that up, especially within hip-hop. And that's going to play an important role in his response to Mano, because it doesn't really add up, right? So the next day, like he promised, he drank a bunch of Henny and started going off on Mano, exposing a couple things, and again, trying to drive the point home that this is his space, this is the blueprint he created, he's the reason why radio is dead, and why everyone has a podcast now and everyone's doing commentary on the internet. He again begs Mano and Jim Jones not to get violent with him, but he does warn them that they're approaching his space. This is his territory, and they're only here because their rap careers failed. They had to resort to getting on the microphones in a different way, a way that wouldn't be possible without Akademiks, according to himself.
At Amazon, skills training and apprenticeships can move hourly employees into higher paying roles, like robotics. And that's a win you can count on.
You're on. Come on!
What's Gov Plus? Gov Plus is revolutionizing how you apply for any of these important documents.
Look at you as dumb. Yes, we're going to say you have been around for decades, you're 50 plus, and you're mirroring the actions of a 20-year-old. I'm sorry, not only in dress, but in actions, in words, vernacular. You're not giving us no substance. Yes, we're looking at you. It's not like y'all coming like Cam and Mace. Y'all just coming like y'all are the toughest of the YNs, but y'all are the old heads. Yes. By the way, I want to keep in mind, I don't want to get put on the Mano pull-up list. Mano, this is all potted. We're doing all potted right here, brother. Do not get mad at me. You got your shit off. Your shit was funny. I liked it. My turn, okay?
Only tell you not. It's either you with it or you're not. It's either you understand or you don't.
Whoa, I like that too. Mano, here's the thing. You need to cut it. Mano said, yo, it's either you this, you that, you this, is that. Yo, Mano, let me give you the details real quick. And this is why I told you, boy, you couldn't win a rap battle. Don't come over here and think you could win a battle on these microphones where we're talking and we're trading ideas with me. I keep telling you, I'm Jay-Z, Kareem, Wilt, fucking Michael Jordan, and motherfucking Tom Brady rolled up in one. You can't fuck with me. Come on, stop playing. So let me talk to you real quick. When you talking about, let me hear what you say again.
Nah, it's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about what niggas is wearing today, let me just give you some game.
You can't give me no game.
Oh. Tim's, Air Force.
Hold on. Let me just address that real quick.
Tim's, and when you speak about time, it's either you a lame or you not. It's either you with it or you not. It's either you understand or you don't.
Respectfully, Mano, Jim Jones, y'all can't give me no game. Let me tell y'all the goddamn truth. Let me just break it down. And y'all could print this, put this everywhere. Y'all went from being lobby boys to the pod boys. Y'all was hustling on the block of being in the streets. Then y'all was hustling with the microphones and being rappers. Y'all over here trying to hustle on my block, the block that I built. The shit y'all doing, I helped build. Remember that. So y'all can't talk about lame because I never came to y'all block. I ain't come to y'all block like, yo, I can't get no money. So yo, listen, yo, I can't, my shit slow over there. Could I start rapping? No. Rap slowed up. Nobody listening to y'all. Facts. Right? Y'all couldn't clearly get nothing in. Well, I don't want to encourage nobody getting nothing in the streets. Y'all on my block. My block is a podcast broadcasting block. You on my block. I can't be lame. The lame created the block you're fucking with. Ask about it. While you're sitting there, I helped create this shit. I'm the reason, one of the reasons radio is dead. I did that. The lame did that. So if I created the block you coming to hustle on, boy, you can't tell me a motherfucking thing. What you talking about? What you talking about? Y'all went from lobby boys to pod boys. It's not happening. What are you talking about? I never came to y'all block. I've been getting money here for 15 years. Factuals. Y'all block slowed up. Y'all hustle slowed up. Y'all shit got shut down. Oh, let's move around. Let's get over to where act got going on. Yeah, I built it. But here's the thing. I'll crack some light jokes on y'all. I encourage y'all to come in. Come on in. Come on in. Shit's slow. Come on in. I think you funny sometimes. Jim funny when he not too super mad. Come on too. It's cool. Fab used to have some funny jokes on some Twitter. Come on in. It's fine. But remember what y'all, I never came to y'all block. This is why when y'all mention lame and not lame, if the lame created the block and you have to go to the block, who's the real lame? You want to talk about it?
And I think Akademiks is completely misunderstanding what Mano's trying to say. Mano's trying to say, let me give you game in terms of you're disrespecting our fashion, what we're wearing and all that, not understanding the heritage behind it, the influence that the very clothes we're wearing had on the culture that you're now commenting on. And by clowning what we're doing, what we're wearing, how we're acting, you're just creating division between the two generations. Akademiks is completely dismissing that point and trying to make it seem like this is Mano trying to school him on just how to move in general. And Akademiks is saying, you can't teach me how to move because you're in my space now. Your rap career failed, so now you have to resort to podcasting. You can't try to give me advice on anything when I made the type of platform that you're now on. Which, again, is nonsense because, again, Mano's been doing this a lot longer than Akademiks, even though he wasn't as successful. As you can see by the quick success he's had with with his new podcast and the way he's rapid firing shots at Akademiks, he definitely knows what he's doing in terms of being a broadcaster or commentator. As far as what Akademiks knows on the other end, on fashion, absolutely nothing, as we saw from that earlier clip with him not even knowing how big jerseys were back in the 2000s. I mean, we're talking like 2001. I was maybe, 4 years old? I even knew how significant the baggy jerseys were in streetwear or hip-hop fashion. And think about it like this, right? Like, all Mano did was call Akademiks a jar of relish and try to tell Akademiks that he's, creating division between the generations by not understanding the heritage of their fashion choices, right? But you'll see Akademiks escalates that to the highest degree while still not wanting any violent repercussions for the things that he says.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough. Feeling a vibe? Run with it.
I don't think you do. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about what niggas is wearing today, let me just give you some game, though.
Oh, you're giving me the game. Bruh, it's a joke. I was just joking about the headband. The shit look a little antiquated because the content I watch y'all give out is not age appropriate. Y'all not giving age appropriate shit. Y'all giving energy like y'all YNs, but y'all 50. So when I'm looking at y'all, I'm like, well, the aesthetic didn't match. I made a light joke. Who gives a fuck? I'm not no dresser either, but Mano ain't about to give me no damn. He ain't about to give me no fashion lesson. Mano, you're not giving me a fashion lesson, bro. Like, there's a couple niggas that could do it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it, Mano. Mano, you are not doing it. This is you and the lobby boys and the pod boys. Y'all are not doing it. Y'all look like a bunch of gang handkerchiefs. Y'all are not doing it. I'm sorry. Like, nobody's ever said, look at Mano for the drip. Mano, don't get mad at me and try to beat me up. You're the one who, listen, this is my field. I wouldn't get in a rap battle with you, even though I don't think you can rap that well. But still, like, Jim could rap it, but I wouldn't get in a rap battle with Jim. Like, y'all come to my field. This is my block. Hold up now. Like, come on, like, come on. Bruh, the full jersey with, this is what? This is what y'all talk about? Hey, listen, everybody know I can't dress for shit. But when this thing is trying to give me a history lesson, I see how he's been dressing. What? Hold on. Hi, hater. I see you. What the hell? Nah, listen. Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. Mano, respectfully, Mano. Respectfully, Mano. Like, we have to really, like, what are we doing here, Mano? Mano, I love you. Remember, I just seen you were taking shots together. Mano, do not get mad. I do this to everybody, and I had to give y'all the same energy. But don't get mad. Yo, Chad, I see why niggas want to beat me up. Because after I'm done roasting them, fuck the words. It's time to fight. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chad. I see it. I do see it. Yeah. Look at y'all niggas, man. Anyway. All right.
Tim's, Air Force One.
Okay. He's giving me the breakdown. Okay.
Pele's.
Brother, this is not 2003, but okay.
Avorexes and all the things that you see people wear today. Those things was made hot.
Why are you speaking up for his boyfriend? Don't beat me up for that, Mano. I love you.
In this generation here, those are the things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s, and we made popular. So, like, leave niggas out of that. Like, you giving it your opinion, and my
Mano, it was a joke. Hey, that's another thing. Mano, Jim Jones. I get y'all having a tough off on that podcast. I get it, bro. We're potted. We're doing content. This is jokes. Yeah, you said I look like a bag of relish. I don't even know what that looked like, but I Googled it. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. Then you said I look like a box of sardines. Actually, you didn't say that, but I just gave you a joke. It's cool. I'm cool with it. Bruv, let me get my jokes off too. Don't get mad. Do not give me the young bird treatment. Please don't.
Opinion of you is, I think you built like a fucking a woman with 4 kids. Like,
oh shit. Okay. All right, that was a good one. I've heard that before. Okay. Yeah, all right. There you go. Go on.
Like, what are we really talking about?
Yeah.
No. Let me talk though, because
there was nobody interrupting you. Yo, what is Mano? Yo, Mano thought he was cooking on this one. Yo, whoa.
When you've got a classic ride, you make time to work on it, even if it's during your busiest season. And to do that, you need tools you can trust.
Oh, let me talk. Nobody's interrupting you, bro.
No. Let me talk though, because this is the problem. Niggas been talking every day.
Hey, listen, Mano, you're going off the deep end here, Mano.
Now, this is all fun and jokes, but this is where Akademiks takes things to another level. Aside from, again, ignoring the heritage, ignoring the history lesson, right? He doesn't care. These are a bunch of old guys trying to act like young guys. He's clowning their outfits. He doesn't care about the heritage. It doesn't matter, right? It's about the present. And presently, Mano called Akademiks a chicken nugget, saying all the girls that he's been with that Mano talks to have said Akademiks is a chicken nugget. Well, Akademiks had some exposés on Mano's bedroom's activities as well. And I mean, again, this is like step one of where things might be getting to the point of no return. He plays an old clip of Mano talking about this weird kink that he has in the bedroom. And I mean, I'll let you guys listen to it.
I didn't think we were going to talk about sexual escapades and how we handle it in the bedroom, but you're the big dictator, right? Chat, here's the thing. You want to hear how the big dictator gives it up? I got you, chat. This is how the big dictator gives it up.
What are you talking about? I did it for all them years.
Did you like that?
Huh?
No, what was the role play? Yeah.
The role play.
What was the roles? This feels like it's going to be so
How does the big dictator give it up?
wrong.
It's so wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've
Oh my
never
God.
talked about this.
Ah, shit. Dun, dun, dun.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Oh! Oh! Oh, shit! What? The big dictator is a runaway slave? Mano, you know you don't f*** up. You can't fuck with me on this goddamn mic, man. You couldn't fuck with rappers and rap. You think you gonna fuck with me podcasting?
He might not be able to fuck with you, but he will fuck you up.
Now, the way Mano spun this on Akademiks is genius, all right? You want to bring up some odd, kinky stuff that Mano has going on in the bedroom that he's been open about, I guess, in the past. You're digging yourself down a far rabbit hole when we know about the odd S stuff that has been exposed on your end. Aside from the S assault accusations against Akademiks, we all saw what happened earlier this year when he was in that Discord chat with the 15 kid asking him if he'd let Plaqueboy Max do all this S stuff with him. A kid who's 15 asking him about his S experiences, what he's into, all this like deranged stuff, right? And we kind of all just brushed it under the rug. No one talks about it at this point. And this is why it's genius on Mano's end, because if they're going to go back and forth and trade insults, how do you rebuttal something like that as Akademiks? And by Akademiks entertaining this, giving this a platform, he's allowing Mano to bring up all this stuff that will now resurface to the light. A lot of people probably didn't even know about all that 15-year-old stuff, right? Like Snackadidler had said, him and Mano have different audiences. Now Mano's whole audience can go and look up what the hell he's talking about with the 15-year-old and the Discord and realize Akademiks might be a whole freak. And Mano just completely destroys him. I mean, Akademiks, I didn't even play you guys' full rant, but it was like 15 minutes long. Mano destroys him in a minute and a half. All he has to do is bring up direct things that Akademiks has done that are beyond deranged. And Akademiks is cooked. And now he has his little minion on Twitter, Grand Wizard, the guy who, you know, runs his Akademiks TV Twitter page. He's bringing up all these rumors about Mano snitching to get out of jail and all this stuff. Again, hiding behind an employee of his. And bringing it into street stuff when he asked Mano not to make this a violent thing, right? Now it's almost like he's asking for it. But let's take a look at what Mano had to say.
DJ Akademiks, you talking again? You let your pride and Hennessy get you to the point of gas you up to say things that don't even make no sense on the internet? You? Again? You on the internet talking about your lane. But let me ask you something about your lane. Was it your lane when that lady said that you forced herself on her? Huh? Is that your lane? Huh? Sexual assault, is that your lane? All word, because that's what you're accused for, right? Ain't that the shit that you paid out for? But I'm gonna give you one even better than that. Was it your lane when you was on the internet having that conversation with that 15-year-old boy, and you're talking about going up in him and putting things in him and giving him sex talk and talking about having sex with him? Is that your lane?
Oh,
that's not the lane that I'm
God.
in. That's not the lane that I'm a part of. You ain't nothing but a sexually deviant elf, boy. What's wrong with you?
My God.
You an alcoholic that's a pervert that's built like Papa Smurf. Come on. You could have left this alone. You said something first, I said something back. We could have left it at that.
Right? Now you're
But
gonna
you,
get,
but you
you're gonna
talking
call
again, knowing that we got recordings of you having sex talk with a 15-year-old. He told you he was 15 years old and he wasn't gay, but you still try to push your agenda on him. Leave this alone, man. You got too many things going on. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing on the internet that belongs to you is your titties and that bottle of Hennessy. You're sitting there on that chair with your thighs rubbing, you're sweating. The girls say you stink. Come on, man. Stop.
Perhaps the best one to tell you about who lives here would be me. Brought here lovingly back in '93. And since then, I have seen their eyes light up on the
Stop playing. Come on. Look. You ain't winning nothing.
So, as you can see, in my opinion at least, I think this is going down a rabbit hole that Akademiks probably wants no real part of. And there's a lot of hypocrisies in his rebuttals against Mano, right? Everything from him not even understanding the history of the fashion, him not knowing Mano's involvement in the rise of, internet content creation, and him conflating his YouTube influence with actual podcasting, right? Because he had no real influence or impact on that specific niche. But someone who most definitely did have an impact in the podcast space was none other than Joe Budden, who had his podcast give their thoughts on this entire situation. And I think the best perspective to come out of the Joe Budden podcast was from their new co-host, Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl. She's hilarious. She, I guess, replaced Melissa Ford as the female voice on the podcast, corroborating Mano's accusations or rumors that girls say Akademiks is a chicken nugget in the pants. She's saying when you sleep with someone as loud as Akademiks and then, he pulls down his pants and that's what you see, you end up naturally talking about it because, it doesn't fit his personality. It's not very big, the energy, I guess.
And it was long too, but I think my favorite part by far was when he compared their dicks. Basically said in so many words that he knows the host. He knows the host. He's in the streets, and the host called Act Chicken Nugget. I would like to also say I've heard the same. He said that he is a big dominator. He said something like that.
Dictator.
And, he's a big dictator. And don't talk to him like that. You can't even stand with him.
How does that come back to you? Somebody's like news about their shit being chicken nugget.
With me, because I told this to Joey. I'm the type of person, if my friends say they fuck somebody, the first thing I say is like, how was the pussy? How was it? You know what I mean? So, right there. And not to mention, if you fuck somebody like Akademiks, as big as his mouth is, you're going to say something about that dick being little because it's funny. You know what I mean? Especially his build. He already built like a baby mom. So it's like built like baby mom with his little ass dick. It's funny as shit. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. I hope that's not nobody's cousin. I said that with love.
I mean, him and I had one of the biggest shows ever. That's all.
I saw your little show.
We ain't gonna talk about
You made it. You made the show.
We all had a hand in it. Oh, you don't fuck with that.
I just don't.
Did you not gather that from the last?
Now, she then goes on to give an even more interesting point in that she doesn't really like Akademiks, right? Just because of the way he's come up, right? The same influence that he's talking about having that, now Mano is stepping into his house. He built that house off of some really dark infrastructure, right? He built his name off of the War in Chirac series, where he's capitalizing off of deaths and circumstances that he's not a part of and making fun of it, essentially, making money and making a mockery and making it mainstream to clown on people who are really losing their lives. And I'm not saying he was necessarily clowning on them specifically with the intention of, let me make these guys look like fools for my own personal benefit, but through the satirization, even if his intention was to, highlight how stupid it is to commit crimes, you didn't grow up in those areas. You didn't grow up in those circumstances. You don't know what those circumstances will lead you to decide to do with your life. That's why a lot of people resort to crime. That's why I don't talk about that stuff on this channel, because I have no attachment to that lifestyle. So I don't think it'd be fair for me to give my opinion on something that I definitely can't, feel the full context behind.
Do y'all really want to know for real? When I found out the history of him, like how he started, I was just like, what the fuck? People let that fly? Like the reporting on Chicago and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people that are like not in the streets at all, doing all street content. I just don't get that. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you have to be at least adjacent to it to be able to report on it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, I don't want to hear shit from a square that wouldn't even walk through these blocks they discuss every day. I don't. That's my personal opinion.
I don't know if I agree. I think good coverage is good coverage.
How can you cover it good if you don't understand it, never seen it, never been there, never been close to it? How can you cover it well? How?
Would that be the same thing as if you compare like I won't say Stephen A, but someone who's never actually played the sport or someone who's not actually involved in that way, but still able to speak about it in a way that sounds like they know what they're talking about?
No.
You wouldn't be the same?
No. People lose their lives in the street. It's a different thing.
It's a politics that come in the street that if you're discussing it from a wide array, you might not understand.
There's a politics that come with everything that you
you compare it to sports.
I'm saying, well, she's saying because he's never come from the streets, he's never done any of the things that happen in the streets, he shouldn't be able to report on it. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. I'm just saying I think if you're a good reporter and you have enough knowledge on how to find out information on something, you can report on it in an honest way, even though you have not experienced it yourself.
I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm just giving you the difference between the streets and sports. I didn't say he can't report on it.
Yeah, the politics of sports is much more widely discussed than the politics of
street
illegal enterprises.
Right, because a lot of times what I see
more accurately and openly.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times what I see is people report on the streets, and then it's always this little twang of like disgust almost. Like, you know, they're stupid, or it was like you don't understand enough to even have that opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I this is my personal opinion, especially when people he built his whole shit off that. I never knew that. That's how he started with the reporting on all the drill stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so many people lost their lives in Chicago. It's ground zero for that. That's where, in my opinion, Chicago influenced the country, the world. I listen to drill from Germany. You know what I mean? And it's like real drill music has real crime in it. It's assault and murder in it. So, you know.
I feel you.
So then Ice comes in with the rebuttal of, you know, if rappers are already putting this into the music, why is it not fair for someone on the outside to report on what they see? And I mean, just to give you guys my perspective on that, like I just saw that Traplo Ross thing about NBA YoungBoy having 19 bodies. In my opinion, even if that's what he's discussing is the case, that he has 19 bodies or he hired people to unalive 19 different people, you spreading these unconfirmed narratives on your page when you're halfway across the world in London, you're not going to face these direct repercussions from the type of videos that you put out. You're getting 500,000 views in a day. But
that is a big thing that I've noticed. Like, that is some fucked up shit. You know, motherfuckers don't even live in the same fucking side as the place that the shit is on. They on the other side of the continent. And they making all this money off of our fucking culture. And then they don't even come over here and spend any of that money with us.
You don't know the type of repercussions that could lead to in the streets of Baton Rouge, right? And you'll never know. You won't have to face those consequences. You're just going to make money off of fueling these narratives that may or may not even be real. It's a different thing if you're covering all different forms of true crime, whether it's murders that have actually been solved or cases that are pending. But instead, he's just focusing on rappers because that's what's going to drive in the views and linking them to unalivings that they may or may not have even been responsible for, without caring, you know, how that can actually spiral into more unalivings, more gang wars based off rumors that are now being fueled. Like, I think it's one thing to report on stuff like the David situation, right? Or even like the Lil Durk arrest, right? Like, that's a real arrest that happened. An investigation where real evidence was concocted, not just a bunch of sneak disses and lyrics and trying to piece things together to concoct a narrative. There's a difference. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that in the comments. But let's hear what Ice had to say about that in terms of Akademiks.
I don't know enough about it to comment. No. See,
you don't?
No. And the reason why I'm talking about acts, or like I'm talking about in terms of the academics part of it. I just don't know. I don't know his backstory, so I don't know enough about it.
From what I heard, he was reporting on Chicago stuff, and he renamed them.
He started a series called The War on Chirac, and where he was basically almost on some investigative journalism type shit, breaking down what was going on in their streets. It was a YouTube series, and it took off, and it's what propelled him to, you know, where he's at. See, my thing with this is, I don't know if you got to be in the streets to do that. I don't think you have to be in the streets to do that. I'm okay with that. But for a lot of people saying, like, I hear a lot. People say I don't want to hear non-street people talk about street shit. But these same street people are making songs and putting them out there for public consumption.
Right.
So if I hear something like, I can't speak on any topic that a musician puts out if I don't live it.
No, I wasn't talking about music. I'm talking about the street.
But I'm saying, this is a lot of these people were putting this shit in music. yeah, they're actively putting details of street.
Small business owners across the country are using Amazon to.
I mean, I do agree with that. People are just talking street shit. They live in the suburbs. They have no clue what the fuck is going on here. They're only giving a third person narrative of like, oh, maybe they did it because it was gang related. Like, no, what if it was something deeper than that?
Bagel sandwich.
Street shit in music and putting it out there for people to listen to. These people have gained millions of fans from chronicling their street shit in music. So for someone to now pick up the breadcrumbs, put the pieces together from shit that y'all are saying in your music, like, it ain't just Chicago. I can name a couple other cities that's been doing the same thing where I don't know none of you niggas, but I know what happened. I know who did what with this and that because y'all put it in your music and put it out.
You know, yeah.
I know more than I should know as a person who's not involved in it.
Should,
I know way more than I should know for a person that's not involved in it at all.
Right.
And where did that information come from? From them.
Right.
Putting
From
it out.
artists.
So now, does that make you wrong for taking the information or the music that y'all put out and talking about it?
Well, it's levels, and we talking about a person that built a career off of it.
Now, as far as bringing it back to the whole Mano situation, Joe and the rest of the podcast kind of echo my thoughts in terms of you're clowning these guys as fashion without even knowing the history of their influence within fashion. And beyond that, you're begging for this to not turn into something violent, but you're saying things that could lead to violence, right? And I get it. I do think it also should be just for the sake of the content. There's no need to start beating people up over internet stuff. But if there's one thing with Akademiks is he's going to escalate a situation to bring in more clicks, more views for himself, and to make himself look better because he knows he's safe behind a computer screen. But the difference is you're dealing with someone here who, if you know their history, you know they're not going to play about disrespect. You can't set your own standards to the situation when you're the one escalating the entire thing, right? And that's what Joe is essentially saying.
He's my man, and I love him to death.
100%.
When you say that, you know why you're saying that. You
Well,
know
yeah,
why you're
because-
saying it.
yeah,
You're not saying it. You're not saying it to say, hey, it's all in fun. It's like anything I say, we just playing. Remember, it's like you don't. Nah, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
You're right. Saying it is, I know how y'all give it up. I ain't on that. And if we're gonna joke, we can do the jokey joke
Why
shit.
you coming to me?
But it should be.
Don't start with me then. I'm not
listen.
the nigga to play with like that. I've never been known to be that nigga. Every nigga up there has had a record in the past of doing something to somebody.
That's a fact.
Mano, Jim, not Dave. I don't know about Dave, but everybody up there.
Yeah.
So why would you even play with us, especially when we're not looking for that from you?
And this is
You
what I'm
asked
saying.
to be a part
I hear
of
what you're
that.
saying, and I'm saying, and pardon me for 2 seconds. Two of them niggas is part of New York fashion history, no matter what you
Facts,
say.
bro. What are we talking about?
100%.
It's a fact.
So, I mean,
I'm laughing about how Joe Budden is just literally leaning on his face, and he's just standing there taking it like he's regular, kind of like pushing him away. I guess he tried to stand next to him or some shit. I don't know. It's a weird picture.
I feel like that's important in the fashion wars that they having. Like, whatever you got to say about how Fab look, and I think Mano is one of the better dressed gentlemen in hip hop around my age.
Agreed.
But Jim and Fab, their name is up there already in New York fashion.
Come on.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
come
back
on.
to your violence part. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And Joe also emphasizes or almost warns Akademiks, like, you just had a run-in with Jim Jones that wasn't the friendliest at the NBA YoungBoy concert, right? And you pick now to start clowning their podcast or clowning them of all the different people you can go and attack. You can't do that when these guys already maybe don't like you and then expect that things to not escalate just because you don't want them to.
Like, if we just want to have an all-the-way truthful conversation, if I'm this is the one part that I don't have nothing to say about. If you just had your run-in with Jim at whatever at the YoungBoy concert, varying details there, but I wouldn't be talking about. I don't think it wasn't the friendliest.
And he mentioned Jim. He didn't just crack jokes on Fab. He mentioned Jim and how he dressed and all that. So it's.
I don't think you're wrong.
And as far as the, altercation that Akademiks and Jim Jones had at the concert, I'll try to throw in a clip of that right here.
He kept asking questions like, yo, do y'all think the shit y'all do online is cool? So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm kind of confused, honestly. I'm legit confused. And I know some people are going to be like, no, Acker playing dumb. But I'm kind of confused because I'm also trying to figure out what it could be. right? And I didn't get too much info out of him, but he mentioned 6ix9ine. He said whatever 6ix9ine. Then he's like, yo, y'all gotta know, it ain't.
But so yeah, ultimately, as you can see, right, this is probably the wrong podcast to pick on. These are also vets in the game, right? You're commenting on hip hop, but these guys are hip hop. You had just gotten to America when they were influencing America with their fashion. The same fashion you're now clowning and refusing to accept the history and the influence and the significance behind it. And respect to Mano on keeping this strictly, podcasting or strictly on the internet, because there's a lot of dirt on Akademiks' shoulder that you can bring up, right? In terms of just what we've seen in the last year. And I think just mentioning that, bringing that back into the light, does way more damage to Akademiks than any violent altercation would. But ultimately, let me know what you guys think.
You already know, Chad. You heard it here, man. Oh, they're like a motherfucker. Oh, man. It's time to play some PlayStation now. Time for some Fortnite. Maybe in a little bit after I eat. Okay? Just give me a little bit of time. Like around 2 o'clock, okay? I love you. I know, baby. I'm getting better. Slowly but surely. You gotta be patient with me.